What is this foolishness?
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, sir, you lost. Next time you'll win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
TV show.
Folks at home, welcome to a brand new edition of Ike Live. This is the Christmas special. I'm Ebenezer Ike Scrooge. Hold on 1 second while I count my money. I want to make sure every penny's here. Let's see if I've got
Oh boy, shillings.
Got oh God, I just dropped a penny. I got to make sure. We've got an awesome holiday show in store for you tonight. This is one of these shows where I got to be honest with you. Brian the Carpenter did a very good job of hiding from me who our guests are tonight. But listen to me, 3 very special guests. We've got the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future coming on the show tonight.
Yeah.
I have no idea who these guests are, but I'm very, very excited.
We're the playmakers of past, present, future, or I don't know, however you want to go about it.
Well, I don't know, but there you have it. Brian the Carpenter in studio with us tonight producing. Sitting to my left in the co-host position tonight, back from delivering in the ghost town called New York City, Dave Brodzik.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Fathead. What's up, Dave?
Ah, man, nothing. Hey, to hit on what you had, people listening, if you ever driven in New York City and Manhattan, in an 18-wheeler, I was able to catch like 6 lights in a row on a Friday night. That's how much of a ghost town the city is now. It's
crazy.
It's great. Things are boarded up, sheeted up, businesses closed and shuttered.
Wow. Unbelievable.
People driving in their cars by themselves with their masks on, and I don't know, man, it's terrifying.
What a weird world we're living in.
Yes.
Speaking of weird world, over there on Zoom, handling IMs tonight, we've got the one and only Rizzo, a.k.a. Rich, a.k.a. Riz. Rich, what's up?
What is going on? Happy to be on another Ike Live. I'm getting a little bit too comfortable doing these things from the house, though.
No.
I think it's about time. I got to get back in the studio.
Yeah, don't get comfortable. We need you back here. I don't like the energy of you being over there. You got to come back. I don't like it.
Besides, I need to see those bought distressed Carhartts to get a chuckle to start my night off.
That's right. That's right. Everybody needs a good laugh. And next to Riz, we've got the one and only the Dean, Pete Glusick. Pete, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Festive. I saw everybody in their Christmas garb, man. I had to step it up a little bit.
Oh, nice, Pete.
I like it. Now, what is that you've got on? Is that an actual sweater? Is it imitation sweater? What is that?
It is a genuine T-shirt sweater.
It's a T-shirt sweater. Wow. I like the look of it.
Yeah.
Like
cool.
Clark Griswold on Christmas Eve in the first one, you know?
That's right.
Now,
right.
Pete,
got Santas everywhere.
I know. Well, I saw the BU ad circulating around where you're Santa Claus in the ad. It looks very good. Very good. I like that. Very excited.
Realistic, right?
It is very realistic.
I could pose as Santa.
I like it. So we've got a great show for you tonight. In addition to 3 amazing guests here on our Christmas special, we've gone all out because this is the last show to round out the year, Bri. So we went all out with 3 amazing guests. I have no idea who they are. I like this. I like not knowing. I have no you know what I mean? Have no preconceived notions about any. Dude, I don't know if they're fishermen. I don't know if they're male strippers. I have no idea who you got lined up for the show. Is it?
Well, like I said, dude, it's very relevant to fishing's past. We have an absolute legend, about as big as you can imagine.
Yeah, fishing's past, fishing's present, and fishing's future.
Someone huge in the present,
right?
A playmaker in the present day and the future.
And the future, one that will be a playmaker, or maybe is
Maybe he's making plays.
All right,
maybe will be.
We're gonna find out.
It's coming.
I don't want to give too much away yet.
It's because you don't know nothing.
I don't know anything. I do want to remind you 2 things. Then we're going to talk about the great people that support the show. Dude, we're giving away. If you know the live Christmas specials, if you've been following them, this is what 6-7 years now.
Yeah, I think
dude,
so,
this is a great show, Dave, because all we do is give shit away the whole night. We give shit away the whole night.
Hey, hold on. Before you start making up stuff that ain't really true.
No, I already talked to Beck about this. Listen to me.
All right, what do you
I
got?
talked to Beck about this, and I don't care. Even if Rizzo has to ship like 30 packages, I don't care.
Boy.
We're doing one grand prize tonight,
Okay.
and I hope you saw the social feed because it's sitting on the table. We'll give you a view of it later in the show. Maybe Brian can do it right now. Dude, we're giving away a mega prize at the end of the show. And honestly, I'm looking at this thing, Dave. It's like 6 or 8 MTB boxes. It's Founder stuff, Hobie stuff, Liquid Man, every single sponsor. Dude, there's probably $1,000 worth of stuff on that table.
It wouldn't fit in a tomato box. You need to get like an egg box.
I have no idea how we're going to figure out.
It's pretty much like 12 months of unboxings.
Yes.
What
Yes.
and some of it's been pilfered, but
minus whatever Brian stole from it.
but in addition to that mega bag, we're also going to do these mystery tackle boxes, unopened boxes, some open with random stuff. You might get a hot dog, you might get a bun, who knows what you're going to get in there. But randomly throughout the night, we're going to just get a couple. We're going to have little guests. We'll have little
just make it up on the spot. Go ahead, let's see
we're
what
going to
you got.
have best comments randomly about every 10 minutes. I'm going to give away one of these boxes.
This is preparation at its finest.
Yeah,
right here, baby.
it is. Real quick, want to run down the sponsors of the show. Of course, MTB, Mystery Tackle Box, presenting sponsors like Christmas to your doorstep. Founders tonight, we're drinking Moon Rambler. We've got some great whiskey. We're drinking the rye tonight, tin cup. Cheers, everybody watching. Cheers, Dave, Brian and Carpenter. Rich and Pete, cheers, guys.
Cheers, salute.
Great time to be drinking whiskey right around the holiday. Also brought to you by Dr. Squatch. What a great time. If you need a stocking stuffer, go check out some of the Squatch stuff. They've got great stuff right now. Tackle Warehouse.
The whiteboard's not been updated.
I know.
Hobie, you got the page, right?
I do have the page. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Oh, here it goes. Yeah. Tackle Warehouse. Heshy socks. 20% off all the Ike socks right now on heshywear.com. I've got socks on tonight. Humbug! Excuse me. Let's see. We've got... a lot of great sponsors. Look at my hand. It's not really on that sheet, so I don't know.
We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that some show. We've got a great show. I want to also remind you, if you're watching over on Facebook, in addition to all these other prizes, we're still doing this one too. It's the Facebook like and share. If you're watching over on Facebook with us right now, all you have to do is like and share the feed. That's it. Like and share the feed. Entered in a contest to win the traditional Ike Live gift bag. I think it's pretty heavy, about 20 pounds of stuff. Do that if you can. And what else are we going to be doing? Singing Christmas carols in the end, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, tell me when you're ready for the first guest, or how much talking around you want to do. I mean, we had a busy week. We had, Ben Milliken in last week.
Ben was cool.
His uploads are going up from his time fishing.
Yes, very cool.
Today he put up the one where I took him out on Merrill Creek in snow and a little boat. And
it was very cool.
Pretty wild. So
that.
His edits are awesome. Saw his one yesterday of your man cave and I think he's got a couple more coming. So, and over the weekend, I fished with Travis Manson and up to St. Lawrence.
Yeah.
Caught 1 million smallmouth and walleye.
I like it.
And Travis is putting stuff up on his YouTube channel from that.
Wow, content.
Smallmouth Crush. So guys, go check that out.
Content is
good
king.
Stuff, especially stuff I'm on.
Yeah. I think we should. I'd like to get right into the show, Bri. Before we do that, though, we want to thank our military, men and women, active veterans. Thank you guys for what you're doing. Policemen, firemen, EMT, doctors, thank you, man. It's a crazy world. Dave mentioned crazy world. New York City's empty. How strange is that?
You ready for the first one?
I'd like to get the first one. Now,
right, give me a couple seconds.
In what order are we doing this, Brian?
All right, yeah. So because of people's sleeping patterns and such, we have to go out of order. We can't do past, present, future.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that throws me off because in my, and I'm just guessing. I have no idea. In my guess, the Ghost of Christmas Past would be the oldest guy.
True.
And he should be going to bed the earliest. So why is he not first?
Because
or she?
Right. Good point.
Yeah.
We're going to find out shortly.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll all make sense shortly.
All right, Dave, I want to know, do you think Brian's ghost will make an appearance tonight?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, he shows up on, whenever there's alcohol and whiskey and regret.
And regret. Regret's the main thing.
Oh, well, by the way, Eric hung out with Eric the intern last night. He was in our area and stopped by. And
Nice.
Yeah, we. I don't know why, but somehow Travis Manson went live on his YouTube, and me and Eve hung out with him and
Burning any trees down?
probably. And had some cocktails and
Cocktails and
who the hell
trees.
knows, so
That's awesome.
yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
I got to tell you the story real quick.
Oh,
So
here
I
comes
took Vegas trout fishing today, and
You
I
did?
went up to that little sneak hole that I had that I fished with Eric about 3 weeks ago. Dude, it was so loaded 3 weeks ago. I didn't think anything about not catching them. Like it didn't even hit me that we wouldn't catch
When
them.
did you take Vegas up?
I took Vegas up.
The future of fashion.
Oh, is this the future? The ghost of Christmas future
Yeah.
is here with us. Here, sit down
There's our
over here,
first guest.
Vegas. Wow, look at that. And he's even got the smoking jacket on.
Who's your first guest, buddy?
Now I get it. Now I understand because I see now. The younger guy does have to go to bed first.
There you go.
So we've got our first guest. Everybody watching, this is the Ike Live Christmas special. We have the ghost of...
Ghost. It's not the ghost. It's Vegas.
Oh, you're not a ghost? Are you real or are you a ghost?
Oh,
I don't hear anything. Hold on,
Ghost.
Ghost.
Got it. Go ahead.
All right, what are you?
I'm not a ghost.
You're not a ghost.
Not at all.
You're real. Oh, yeah, I can feel you. Well, I like your outfit here. You've got the pants on, like I have. You've got your night pants. You've got your smoking jacket. You doing any smoking? You smoking pipe or anything?
No.
No, it's just a smoking jacket. All right, well, this is great. I like...
So let's hear about the trout trip.
Oh, yeah, so we have this idea that Vegas is like, man, let's go trout fishing.
Yep.
Everything's locked up now. The one sucky part about getting ice on the lake, you can't go out back here. You can't do anything. So, like, man, let's go up there trout fishing. I said, 2 weeks ago, was it 2 or 3? Maybe 3 weeks ago, I went up to this little sneak hole up in North Jersey with Eric. Dude, it was, I don't want to say it was like obscenely easy, but it was pretty easy, right? You throw in there, you see them swimming around, they'd come up and eat. If you threw a crawler, it was easy, right? So we get there, and I'm all excited. We're talking the whole drive up, and we get there. We put our waders on. Vegas suits his on. I've got mine on, and we've got our rods, and we're going to light them up. And we're walking down there. As we get off the trail to where you go down to the first pool, dude, there's big boot marks in the snow. And I'm like...
And someone tackled it.
And, dude, like, every pool had these giant boot marks just all over it, And it has... totally been beat over the last 3 weeks, dude. There were very few left. I did see a few. We caught one nice one, which was cool. But, dude, totally, somebody in there got in there, spanked us, Vegas, before it. They got in our sneak hole, and they just caught them all. What do you think about that?
They just spanked.
They spanked every single one.
Drink.
That's right. All right, so let's talk. First thing is, how was your year of fishing? This is, we're closing out 2020. So how would you rate your year of fishing in 2020? Was it a good year for you? What was some of your highlights, you think?
Well, this year I had a tournament. Wait, was it Merrill Creek?
You had one on Merrill Creek. Yeah.
That one I caught was that last year?
No, that was this year. You had a good tournament there. You caught 18 and a half pounds there. And then...
So I came in first place 2 times.
Yep, you had another one on Pink. That was good.
Blanco.
Yep, so you had some big wins this year. That was good. Is there one thing that stands out as far as a pattern or a technique? One bait or one lure? If people are watching, like, man, 2020 was tough. Is there one thing that stands out as, like, the bait that you, like, really, like, man, this is the deal?
Not. Like, I really don't know.
You don't know? What about that
No.
drop shot? What about that max scent?
That's
Pretty good for you
Yeah.
this year?
mm-hmm.
How was that swim Senko doing?
Good.
Did you not want me to mention that?
What?
Oh,
Is that a
top
secret?
secret.
The old swim Senko is a little bit of a secret, isn't it?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. Now, do you like this year you got to fish out of a big boat, you got to fish out of your tiny boat, and you got to fish out of your kayak. Is there one you prefer out of those three fishing methods? You did a lot of bank fishing too. Is there one you prefer, or you like it all the same? Is this all the same?
I like kayaking because it's it's fun.
Yeah,
you get the
little pedal, and you're at the level of the fish and all that. I like that. It's a good idea.
you don't need electricity. You just
Manpower. Yeah. So Dave's done some kayak fishing too this year. He's up on the Susquehanna catching some smallmouths this year.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know how you know he's the future? He's already forgotten about all the kids he clapped this past year. You know, there's guys listening right now that can tell you every fish they ever caught. This kid's already forgotten about him.
He's clapped.
That's a compliment, kid.
It is good. It is good,
I have
though.
a
Pete, would
question
you
for
agree
Vegas.
that Pete Gluzik, would you agree that it's good to have a short memory when things are going good or things are going bad? It's good to have a short memory, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it keeps you hungry.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to be.
Yeah.
And you had an amazing year, Vegas, and it's great. It's great to see. I heard a great statistic this year from Mike Iaconelli. He told me that there was 10. You know him from Susquehanna Tackle. There's 10 million new fishing licenses sold. People that haven't had a fishing license before.
10 million.
10 million in
Wow.
2020,
Huh.
and a lot of new people getting into fishing. A lot of people watching you, Vegas. What a kid that's looking at fishing and he's never been fishing before, and he wants to try fishing. What kind of advice would you give to him?
Yeah. What would you tell a little kid?
never give up, of course.
Never give up. That's a good one. But what else would you just tell them about just enjoying it, just having a good time?
You get the cast the rod and
Casting's part of the fun. Yeah.
and then you get to fight the fish, which is like the fun part because you get to use
Fight.
your muscles and
You do use your
guess.
muscles. Yeah. It's fighting is the fun is a fun part of it. Yeah.
Let me hear your top 3 lures
Oh.
that you would recommend for
Oh, that's a
somebody
good one.
just getting started.
Okay, there's gonna be a lot. Let me start with my favorite ones. Okay, so my first favorite one is the frog. I love to use it in the summer because I love when the fish just
Nice.
tasty. Because they're very big and they get to show off just a little.
Yeah.
Second favorite bait is a swim Senko. I got a lot of fish with that, and I sometimes use it when it's a little colder. So I use it in the summer and when it's just a little cold.
Yeah. Okay, so frog, swim Senko. Give us one more.
Which frog?
A Molix. I don't know, like what is?
Molluck's baby sneaky frog.
Oh
is the
yeah,
one he
baby
said.
sneaky frog.
Yeah.
Spinning rod frog. Yep, he loves it.
Straight braid.
Vegas, you remember when you caught that giant right in front of your dad and I after we had just fished that section of pads for about 30 minutes and you cast it in behind us and with a black frog and caught a 4-pounder?
Isn't that amazing? What a great dude, me and Riz were looking at each other like we were beside ourselves because we both had the right frogs, right? We had 60-pound braid, 7.5 foot casting rods. Riz had a popping frog. I had a big walker. We just went through this mat just doing all the right stuff, pushing like you're supposed to push. Dude, targeting the little dimples and, everything's perfect. And I swear, dude, he comes behind us in the kayak with that small frog and just a very subtle little walk and 4-pounder right behind us. And I dropped my rod. I looked at Riz. Riz's jaw was open, catching flies, and I'm like, what in the heck? But it is something. You have something. You have this like natural thing going on. Is it a feeling when you're out there and you're fishing? Does stuff just feel right, or do you have like a little voice in your head telling you to do something like that, or how? Yeah, like how does all that? How do you feel when you're fishing? Is it like mythical, magical? Is it just natural? What is it?
I just start I'm chill.
You just chill. All right, so just like chilling out when you're on the boat. All right, that's kind of cool.
I got a question for Vegas.
Yeah.
So I know you're a good soccer player too. What feels better, catching a 4 or 5 pound bass or getting a goal?
It's a good
Be
question.
honest.
Is
It's just me and you. Your dad's not here.
Yeah, I'm not here. I'm a ghost.
Meh. Probably both. But if
Yeah.
it was a tournament and fishing, it would be fishing.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Soccer and tournament fishing, there's comparisons there, right?
Mm-hmm.
In soccer, you know, you're practicing, right? You got to like work on moves. Same thing in fishing, right? In soccer, you're trying to score a goal. In fishing, you're trying to catch a fish. So there are some similarities there.
Yep.
The one difference is in soccer, it's very much a team sport. In fishing, it's a solo thing. It's like you by yourself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I like them both. If you're watching right now and you've got a question for the Vegas the Hammer of Fishing Future, let us know. Hit us up on the IM, and Riz will let some good ones through for us.
Got them ready.
I
So
thought Vegas was gonna rock on his drop shot after he caught that monster stringer this year on the drop shot. I thought for sure that was going to be in the top 1 or 2 for
Yeah,
Vegas.
yeah, yeah. Drop shots was a good bait for you this year, and Max Scent was a good bait for you this year too. Yeah, Riz, you got any coming through? What do you got?
we sure do. Cousin Eddie on the message wants to know, Vegas, what was the biggest fish that you caught this year?
I think it was like a 6 pound. Was it 6 pounder?
You caught a 6-pounder here this year in the pre-spawn.
Are you
And
kidding
then
me?
what did I catch?
And then in
It wasn't a 7. It wasn't
no.
5. I thought.
See,
Look at you correcting him already. Poor kid can't
I
live
know.
and call it a 7.
I know. Well,
You caught the 7. Yeah, yeah.
listen.
You caught the 7.
listen, here's what you
Shocking.
caught. You caught a giant here that we didn't weigh in the pre-spawn that I promise you was 6 something. It was that one you're holding it like a baby, and the belly's just all dipped down on
I
it.
saw that
It's
picture.
unbelievable. In the tournament, the 1 week we thought it was a 5 or 6 or 7 pounder when you caught it because it looked giant. But when they weighed it at official scale at Merrill Creek, that bag you had 18.5 pounds, it was a 598. That was an honest to goodness 598. So almost 6 pounder. So you caught those 2 big ones, and you had a lot of 4 to low 5s this year. I know you did. I saw them. So you had a good year, man, for big fish. Yeah. Was there any other fish that you caught this year that are memorable besides bass? Oh, the sea robins on that
Oh yes, sea robins. They were so cool. Except they don't fly.
trip. No, they look like flying fish. They do look like flying fish a little
They
bit.
have big wings.
They have giant wings. Yeah. Can I tell that story? I do want to tell you the story. So we're out there saltwater fishing, and we're with a really good guide, Michael Roy, and we're fishing for bonita. We're fishing for these schooling fish that are very, very difficult to catch. Got to cast a mile, and at this point, the morning blitz was over, so they're tricky. And you know, we've casted how many schools? I don't know, 15, 20 schools, and we're not catching them. And I just seen you get sick of that. I'm just watching. You're like, I'm just going to do something else. And I watched you go over and you changed, and we were casting like little spoons, and you went and got a big swim bait.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna catch a sea bass.
Yeah, so you just started like slow rolling it. Like, I think this is a really cool story because when you're with a guide, you're like, he's sort of telling you what to do. You know, cast here, do this. We're after this bonita. But after a while, you just got sick of that. You're like, I'm going to slow roll swim bait out here, like in the middle of nowhere. And you just started counting it down. I was watching you get to the bottom. You just start slow rolling it and start busting sea robin. And that to a lot of people is a junk fish. But to you, it didn't matter, right? Because it was just a good fight. That's all that mattered was the fight, right? It didn't matter what it was. Yeah.
Well, I like to catch all different kinds of species.
You do, like a bucket list. You want to check them off your bucket list. That's cool. Is there another species that you want to catch that you haven't caught? Saltwater, freshwater?
I don't know a lot of fish,
Yeah.
but it's probably
Shark?
yeah, probably.
Shark?
No, hammerhead shark.
Hammerhead shark.
Ah, there you go.
Wow. That's a good one.
That is good. I got
Horseshoe
some
crab.
Facebook.
Go with Mom, yeah. Yeah. Brian, what do you got?
We got some questions off of Facebook for you. Vegas. Joe Stackhouse. What's your favorite place to fish in Jersey when you're tournament fishing during your tournament career?
Okay, so it was not Mill. Was it Mill? Is it Mill Creek?
Well, you had a good day at Merrill Creek, but you also had some tough days at Merrill Creek.
Who doesn't?
So I had, what was it, one day at Mill Creek?
Yeah.
So it was not Mill Creek, and then it was Mill Creek because
Yes, that's about it. That's
It
exactly,
was, then it wasn't.
That's exactly right. Well, it's especially Merrill.
That's a good answer.
That's a very good answer.
That's a very good answer. How about your home lake, Lake X? We'll just call it Lake X because we don't want people showing up over here.
it's good. In the summer, it's really
Summer it's good, and in the winter it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
In the winter it's all pickerel and perch. It's hard to catch largemouth.
What goes on?
I don't know. Where do they go?
I don't know.
They disappear.
I got another Facebook question from Ben Flat. Hammer, what league do you want to fish?
You want to fish MLF?
They're already getting you tripped up.
BASS? What would you like to fish?
Bass, because in MLF,
MILF, the MILF tour, yeah.
MLF,
Yep.
you don't get to show the fish. I like to show the fish.
You like the weigh-in. You like to hold them up. Yeah, who doesn't,
Yeah.
dude, right? I mean, that's an epic part of the sport.
Carry the strap.
Yeah, I can agree with
There's
that.
some really good questions on Facebook coming by.
Oh, keep coming. Keep
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Vegas, you're not afraid to answer more questions, are you?
No.
All right, bring them.
All right. This is a quick one. Frank Spangenberg. Hammer, what do I need to use on Merrill Creek to beat BTC?
Oh.
There's a couple of them.
No, just give a real basic answer. Don't get too in detailed.
Got it.
Maybe some humility, not mentioning your own name. Yeah, I'm sorry, Vegas.
Thank you. Anyways, wait, what was the question?
What bait would you recommend at Merrill Creek?
A drop shot with a, what was it called again?
Maxent?
Maxent.
Flatworm.
Flatworm.
Yeah, what color?
I think like brown.
Brown back, it's called.
Yeah.
Brown back.
That's a good color. If you could find them.
Oh, man.
It's hard to get, dude.
So many questions.
Yeah.
Vegas, what's the new technique you want to learn in 2021? That comes from Ryan Legg.
Oh, Ryan Legg.
I think he wins some, didn't he?
Yeah, Ryan Legg. Ryan Legg, great question. If you're watching right now, Ryan Legg, send in your how you going to do that?
Give me a pen. I'll
Just
write
can't do it
Ryan
straight
Legg on
over
there.
Facebook.
Yeah, I'll write something on there.
Yeah, write Ryan Legg on
the
there
right way.
in blood. Write it in blood. Ryan Legg, send your information through to Rizzo on the IMs, and we'll.
He's on Facebook, but yeah,
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
Find Rich Leadbeater on Facebook.
We'll figure it out.
Send him a friend request. Ask him lots of questions daily. Get in his
Just
DMs.
screenshot the guy's name, and I'll find him.
It's
I'll track him.
What's one thing you want to learn next year, 2021? Is there a technique that you want to learn that you haven't used?
Let me think.
Crankbait, spinnerbait, buzzbait,
It's hard.
jig and spoon, Alabama rig.
Maybe how to catch catfish.
Oh, you want a different species?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
catfish. I forget how to.
Take them bow and arrow fishing for carp.
That'd be cool. I've never done that.
Wait,
I'd
what
like
do
to do that.
Wait, what do you do?
Dude, you stand on the front with a bow and arrow and you
Yeah.
right through them, dude.
Yeah.
And with a string on the end of the arrow, then
Yeah,
you hand
pluck
line
them
them
in.
in.
You hand line them in. You
What
would love
happens?
it.
What happens if you accidentally catch a deal and it starts running away?
That would be
Then-
awesome.
Then you ask one of your daddy's deer friends to come and clean it. And you can have yourself
Well,
a
then
nice,
we need Sir Charles
nice
to come
steak.
down and gut that thing.
Yeah,
They got that. All right.
but you're not because
Okay.
unless the deer's swimming underwater, you're not gonna zap a deer
Oh,
with
I
it.
thought you were talking like a stream. Yeah.
Nah, like
No, because today we saw like 6 of them, dude, like
Yeah.
crossing the stream where we fished today.
Remember one almost jumped in our boat about 25 years ago. A buck come crashing out of the woods on us in Rapalpo and almost landed in between us and the damn crawdad.
Oh,
remember?
my God, I don't
We
remember
both
that.
screamed like girls, man. We were in a real tight spot cutting through, and it
Dude,
come
if he would have
crashing out of
landed in the
woods.
crawdad, he would have flipped that.
Dude, yeah, we both screamed.
Oh
man.
my God, that's so awesome. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't
Please
remember
don't tell me that story.
Why? Dads can scream.
that. Yeah, I'm allowed to scream.
Ricky Brewer wants to know if Vegas gets as excited as his dad when he hooks a big one.
No. I don't know what that guy yells. Why does he yell? It's a fish. If you win a tournament, then yes, I would.
Criticize. Now, you don't listen to me.
Keep
You
it
don't-
coming, Vegas.
He doesn't yell, but dude, I've seen you get excited.
Bam!
I've seen you do the little pump thing, like where you pump your hands.
Oh yeah.
I've seen you do that stuff. So you're excited, but you verbalize it maybe a little different than I do, which is good, you know? Which
Yeah,
is
this
good.
guy yells. Oh.
Vegas,
awesome.
Vegas just won like 10,000 of the people that you turned off.
I know. All my fans that hate me, he's just stole them all back from me. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, take them. Take them. Take them. We don't need them anyway.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Speaking of fans, I did want to mention this. I have not one, but 2 fake accounts pop up.
Oh, 2?
Yeah, in the last week.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we have Mike Iaconelli on Facebook with the L's are capital I's.
Yeah.
And then a new one popped up today, which is Mike Iaconelli official.
Oh.
Hashtag official or underscore official pop up today.
If only Facebook cared about the hackers and spammers and fake
I don't
accounts
know.
as much as they did
know.
controlling like
I don't-
political content.
I don't know if they care. I don't know.
And affecting elections.
Yeah, and it's strange because I'm like partially flattered that there's fake accounts. You know what I mean? Like that's funny. Like it's flattering, sorta. And then the other part of me is like why? Like, you know, like the one account just is reposting shit that I'm already posting. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna make a fake account,
Yeah,
like,
at least-
post nudes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
without
like
him
dude,
here,
like
I gotta come
dude,
up.
like pictures of nude
Oh,
people.
no.
Yeah, dude, pictures
He
of nude.
might be coming for me.
Vegas the Hammer Instagram might be next.
Lockdown. I repeat, lockdown.
You gotta put your page on lockdown.
Vegas the
That's
Hammer.
crazy. Now, here's the interesting thing. So, me and you, we're worried about being hacked because, you know, we've got all this mass people. And Pete Glusick doesn't even have a Facebook account yet.
That's not true, Vegas. Don't listen to your dad.
No, he just doesn't have an Instagram account.
No Instagram account.
I have that too. Vegas, what are you gonna do next year, kiddo? What's the plan? You gonna fish the federation stuff? You have your tournament scheduled out yet? Have you decided?
I know we're doing another tournament, but I don't know because of COVID. Because I
COVID.
would have had 2 more fishing tournaments, but because of COVID, it got shut down.
Yeah, they were shut down. That's a shame. I mean, it's one of the crappy things about
You know,
COVID.
I like the way Vegas thinks. Vegas, I'm going to ask you a question. You don't have to answer it right away. Maybe get back to it later. But if you have an answer right away, that's cool. How would you solve this COVID thing if all the powers and all the leaders of the different countries said, Vegas,
This is a great question.
get in here,
Yeah.
square this
How
COVID
would
thing
you
away
fix
for
it?
us? How would you fix
It's
it?
a good question.
Are you ready for the answer that everybody's been waiting for?
Yes.
Go fishing.
Go fishing.
Welcome.
Yes.
Got me.
There you
I'm
go.
Mike.
Wow.
Timestamp this right here. The solution for COVID, it's not billions and trillions of dollars, Senate's passing this and that. It's not vaccines that probably give
Masks.
you 3 eyes or masks. It's go fishing. Spend time outdoors. Go fishing.
Well said.
Social distance by yourself outside. Dude, it's a great answer. Good job. I mean, people should be doing more of that. You know, it's honestly a great answer. People should be getting out, fishing, hunting, camping, be outside, man. Spend time outdoors. It's good. It's a good answer.
That was great.
I don't know. I wonder if our president is Biden the actual president. yet?
I heard that that he's on tonight.
Biden's on.
Somebody said something, so I guess maybe we're going up against Biden.
Oh, I thought you meant he's on like live.
No.
That's what
Right, ghost of
Just the ghost. Just the ghost is on tonight. He's sniffing away.
Biden's ghost.
So many ghosts.
Biden's ghost.
Oh, you know who ghost he's hanging out with?
Not mine.
Oh my gosh. Biden's ghost is going. Vegas, you're 9, going on 10. You'll be 10 here in a month or so. Girls important to you yet? You have a
I was gonna ask
girlfriend, or girls important to you yet, or that's just
Do we have to talk about this right now?
no? We don't have to talk about it right now. It was just a question. I don't know. It's just I was interested because I can't remember. I'm trying to think when I got like interested. It was probably I wasn't probably like in middle school. I don't think it wouldn't even faze me probably until I was in middle school. Then you started, getting like, oh, chicks.
There's always that one guy that noticed them before anyone else.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, that is something I like to stare at all the time. Now they're so much more advanced.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already on top of all the things that
Yeah.
it took us till we were, 13, 14.
Yeah, there's more information out there. And it's the same thing with fishing, too. A lot of the fishing techniques, a lot of what you're doing out there, where did you learn it from? Do you learn it from watching videos? Do you learn it from me? Or you learn it just doing it by yourself, just trial and error?
Isn't this an easy answer? Duh, you.
Me? Oh, okay. Thank you.
I
Appreciate
mean,
that.
you know how to fish, so why
I
would
do.
I know?
Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Pete says he needs to get his Bass U subscription.
That's right.
Come on,
Right.
Pete.
Yeah, he doesn't even have one, Pete. He needs one.
He can share yours.
That might be a good stocking stuffer for Vegas. Throw that in there, a little BU
Ooh.
subscription.
When
Yeah.
are you guys going to team up?
Oh, team. Well, we fished 2 beer leagues this year, 2 Thursday nighters, Vegas and I. And we did really bad in both. I wouldn't say really bad. Actually, we had 2 keepers at one of the Newton ones. Probably put us in the top 10 somewhere, And then we fished a Malaga one where I think we only caught a pickerel.
Are you
Now-
kidding? It was terrible.
It was terrible. I
was-
bet
it
both
was
of them
tough
were pretty
year.
bad.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do like pickle.
Pickerel, a lot of
It was
pickerel.
Everything pickle, even
I
in
know.
this lake.
I know. Too many pickerel.
Did you
Yeah.
think about making the kid bring a short up, or is that just for Uncle Don to bring up to the scales?
Just Don. Just Don. No, I should have made him bring a short. They probably would have let him weigh it. They wouldn't care.
Oh, my God.
Make Uncle Don
He
weigh
made Don
shorts.
bring up a bag of shorts, dude, not just one.
No, they weren't a bag of shorts. Get out of here.
Brian.
10.5 inches, man.
Nah. Well, the other thing, too, is you got to have an official golden rule. Some golden rules, they were keepers. They were keepers on the golden rule that I had. They just didn't match up to the one that they were using at the weigh.
Because it was a golden noodle. You didn't have a.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Wait, golden noodle?
Yeah, golden noodle. That's all right.
I got more for you, Mike, if you want.
Oh, what do you got?
Or actually, Vegas. Where's it at?
Hold on, let me count my money.
Jim Groff Jr. Vegas, I'd like to know what other anglers you look up to besides Dad and why.
Oh, that's a good one.
Me?
Yeah. What
Is that
other?
an answer?
If you don't mention BTC, he's going to find another way
What
to
other-
work one of his names into a question himself. Just go ahead and answer it.
What other fishermen do you admire? What other fishermen do you like watching? Any other pros?
I like to watch my videos.
Your own videos. That's a good
Oh, I
one.
like that guy called Vegas the Hammer. Yeah, he's a
Yeah, he is a good
Wow.
one. Yeah.
yes.
No, but are there other pros?
Um,
What about Ish Monroe? What about John Cruz?
How about YouTubers?
Any YouTube guys?
Guggen Squad?
Bobby Lane. Bobby Lane. You like Bobby Lane?
yeah, Ishmael. Yeah,
Ish?
yeah.
Yeah. Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby Lane, a little bit.
Oh, Bob.
How about
yeah.
Aaron? Aaron Martins?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Martin. You like Aaron Martin?
How about the Riz tour? You ever watch that compelling?
Riz-
footage?
What's that?
The compelling series.
It made Planet Earth look like. Sorry, I'm done.
Dave, I'm flattered. You're my biggest fan.
I'm having fun with you, Riz. I've watched them.
All right, so Vegas, it is it is Christmas coming up here, and for everybody watching, if they've lost track of time, like I have, a lot of us have, how many days till Christmas? Look at that camera right there and tell them how many days. till
Okay, 5 days into Christmas, but there's 4 days into Christmas if you count if you don't count today.
If you don't
There's
count
5.
today, there's 5 if you
If you
count
count
today.
today.
But if you count tomorrow, there's 4. 4 days till Christmas. Are you ready for Christmas? Are you excited?
Yes.
Are you you're very anxious
Yes,
about what
yes.
Santa's going to bring and what's going to be under the tree?
Yes. Yes.
Anything in particular you're hoping for Christmas? Because let me tell you, Ike Live is a giant podcast up in the North Pole. Ask Dave. I'm not kidding you, dude. It's true. Look at
My buddies run packages up there all the time and back.
yeah. So they watch it a lot up there, And there is a possibility that Santa's actually watching Ike Live tonight. So if he's watching, look right there in that camera. He's probably watching it. Is there anything you want, like one or two things that you're hoping to get on that tree? Just look at that camera and tell it right there. Anything?
A Fast and Furious car.
A Fast and the Furious car.
I figured he was asking for Richard Pryor from the toy. You guys with your money.
the big giant piano thing. Dun, 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 dun. Vegas gets a Rolls Royce for Christmas. No, Fast and Furious car. Whose car? Which one? Which character?
Dom's car.
Dom.
Donatello.
I like the way you pronounce his name. That's awesome. So that's it? That's your main thing you're looking for?
Yes.
That's cool.
I got a question,
very,
Vegas.
very
Let me ask
manageable.
you, what's your elf's name that comes by every night?
Pierre.
Pierre. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. If you had a choice between the New Jersey state record bass or Pierre not coming and seeing you no more, who you choosing?
What?
So if you had to choose between Pierre and Vegas the Hammer's name holding the strap, the title belt for the New Jersey state record bass,
big belt up there.
which one would you choose? You had to choose one or the other, the state record or Pierre coming and checking in on you for 30 days before Christmas. Which one? It's a tough one. Right? He's not up here. There's no wrong answer. He's in your house. He doesn't even hear you.
Oh. Well, I would pick. What did you say again?
The bass?
Pierre
or the
or the
elf?
state record bass?
The bass.
The bass.
Wow.
Yes.
His kid is.
Good answer.
His kid's legit.
Good answer.
You are a fish head,
Because
man.
I'm sometimes very bad at those 30 days. Sometimes it gets very worse. My mom gets very mad at me when I play on my Nintendo and I don't even tell her.
You're admitting all your bad stuff now. That's good. Get it all out. Is there anything else you want to admit to?
No, because I think Pierre can hear me. I think he's watching.
Pierre can
He
hear.
could be anywhere right now.
Because he's like a spy for Santa. And
Yes.
and he's like listening. He
He
probably
could
has
be
the whole
there.
place
Or
bugged.
there. Or there.
Hey,
or
dude,
there.
Alexa and your phone is listening all the time. Pierre's probably bugged too. Everybody else is, you know?
What?
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the Comcast remote can hear what you're saying.
Dude, everything.
The Comcast remote.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Commercials are geared toward things that I'm saying in conversation with people.
Here, let's try it right now and make sure the phone's on.
It's the remote.
All right, let's say something. Yeah, let's say something really weird. Just say something like odd that you would.
I don't have
off
Alexa.
the wall. Just say it.
None of that.
It's not on, but I just want you to say it. Is there something you want, like Lego? Legos. Legos.
Man,
Wait, I want to try.
Try it.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Really, your Nintendo over PlayStation?
Nintendo. All right, now we'll see. I bet you in my feed tomorrow it'll be Legos and Nintendo. It's crazy. Yeah, they're listening to us all the time right now. It's very bizarre.
Kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. All right, Vegas, I want to thank you for joining us here as the future of fishing, and I believe you are. I think all young kids are the future of fishing. I'm very proud of you for having a good year fishing. I'm very proud of you for enjoying the outdoors. You're a great steward of the outdoors. You're very conscious of the environment. You don't litter. You catch and release. You're a good young man in the sport of fishing, so I want to thank you for that. Doing a good job. Congratulations, Vegas.
Thank you.
There you have it, everybody. The fisherman of the future, a.k.a. Ghost of the future, Vegas the Hammer. Nice job, Vegas.
Thank you. Please. That's too much.
Anything?
No,
Oh, okay.
keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Oh, keep going. Vegas the Hammer. Anything you want to say before mom's pulling your exit stage right
The
here?
hook.
Merry Christmas.
Yay! Merry Christmas, everybody.
You know what Tiny Tim
Nice
said
job.
anyway?
All right, get out of here, kid. Get out of here.
All right, good night.
Hit the road, Vegas.
Stop
Hammer.
talking about the Nintendo. You don't tell her you're on the Nintendo. As long as she don't hear you, she don't care what you're doing.
Oh, that's awesome. It's awesome. Kids are always so honest, aren't they?
Are they?
Dude,
Yeah.
there were so many good questions for him on Facebook.
That was awesome.
Like,
It was awesome. What a good answer too, Pete, about how to get rid of this COVID thing. Fishing.
That's the perfect answer.
It's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Are we overthinking how to get rid of COVID?
Yes. Yes.
I don't want all those people out on the lake. I think the answer is golf. Go golf.
Yeah, and the other person I was going to say is Charles would disagree with go fishing.
Yeah.
To get rid of go fishing.
Hey, he's an employee. You got to watch the HIPAA
I
regulations.
know. I know. I don't even know what HIP is, but I probably do. Yeah, I probably do. That was a good one, Bri. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I thought, honestly, I thought you were going to have on like a up-and-coming opens guy or,
Yeah.
a Toyota series angler or whatever. So that was a nice little surprise there.
It's Health Information Protection Act.
Is that what it is? Yeah. We don't care about any of that around here. Pete, speaking of open schedules, I'd like to get your opinion. Bass announced the open schedule this week. Interesting, they went to 3 tournaments in 3 different divisions this year. Pete likes it. Pete, tell me, how do you feel about that?
I love it. I hated when they switched.
Okay.
With the exception of I really enjoyed going to Florida in January for that January tournament.
Yeah.
It's a nice break from being up here in the snow and ice.
It sure is.
But that being said, I love that it's now more feasible, for me and a lot of people because it's only 3 tournaments. It goes from 4 tournaments to 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
And every event is within a 6-hour drive of my house. Except for stupid Oneida Lake, it's a really good trail.
Stupid.
But no, I like that they brought it back. I think a lot of people wanted it to come back because it's just more doable for a lot of guys that are working and they're drawing. And the other thing is, I think they're just drawing so many boats that they could split it up and still get the big draws in those tournaments. So. Yeah, I'm pleased. You know what else is cool about it from the Northern Division, which is interesting because I've never been there, is May on the James River.
Yeah. Interesting
Right?
time of the year.
It is.
Got to be, I'm assuming, I haven't fished here in May either, but I'm assuming tail end of the spawn, probably post-spawn, right?
Well, that's what I was wrestling with. These are Floridas down there.
Right.
So they tend to spawn hotter.
Right.
Or longer into the spawning season.
Right.
So is it still going to be going strong that time of year down there? I don't know.
Richmond's
I don't know the answer, but
but Richmond, Pete, they're definitely ahead of us, dude. They're 5 hours below us, bro.
Agreed. But we're up here, Dave, on the Chesapeake up here. It's May is the big spawn on the Chesapeake, right in Maryland.
Yeah.
So about 4 hours below that, you would expect it to be 2 weeks ahead. But the difference is they have the Florida strain bass.
And we see fish on the bay well into June as well.
Yeah. Yep.
See, my problem is I'm basing it on the growing zones. I don't even know about the fish.
The grow zones.
Yeah, we're 7. They're they're a different number.
Riz, I want to ask you, the schedules came out, also the Toyota series came out as well. You had a real good year in 20, fishing what I would consider locally, more grassroots stuff. Have you considered, Riz, jumping up a level for 21?
Mike, that's it's on my mind a lot. I still got quite a few hurdles I got to get over to even think about that. The first one obviously being, getting the new boat and, getting it rigged up and ready to go. But that looks like it's in the works. So, the first 2 BFLs for the Northeast Division this year are both on the home pond on the Chesapeake Bay.
Mm.
So I'll for sure be doing those. That's there's an April BFL and a May BFL on the flats. So I'll definitely be doing that. And, we'll see as far as the opens thing goes. I might try to jump in a few as a co-angler and, either travel with Pete or travel with you and, just absorb and learn as much as I can about some new bodies of water. That's where I'm at with it right now. I'm still at a point where I know I need to learn a lot more. I know I can't go to that next level and compete yet. So I'm just going to, stay the course and fish the local stuff. And if there's an opportunity to do something more, I'll jump on it.
I like it.
I think what he said, Rich, the co-angler angle is exactly it, dude. Don't just jump right into it. You don't have any knowledge of those bodies of water, and you're not going to go out there with anything to refer to, dude. Don't Yeah, do
Right.
the co-angler thing before you make the jump.
Yep.
I
it's
think it's smart. Yeah.
I learned a lot. I did more. It's not technically co-angling. It would just be non-boater fishing, team tournaments. I fished a good amount of tournaments this year with you, Mike. I fished with Pete. I fished with a lot of guys off the back of the boat, and I really I took a lot from that as far as the ways that you can approach things when you're not thinking about where you're going to the next spot, when your foot's not on the trolling motor. You look at things from a different perspective, and a lot of that can be applied right back into when you are on the front of the boat as well. So I might do a little bit of co-angling next year. We'll see.
Hey, Peter, Mike, you guys got any connects to get me in those opens as a co-angler, as a contractor for Pro Edge Fishing? Like, do I have any kind of priority entry?
I think we can arrange something. I think Pete, I think Bass University spends enough money over at Bass that we should be allotted some slots.
We should get some slots. Pete, you got to get on that.
We'll get some slots, man. Wouldn't it be cool if we had the Bass University house running some of these tournaments this year?
Yeah.
Pete, what do you think about maybe, like, I don't know, next Tuesday, putting that between breakfast and the Hondo reruns, going call Bass for us?
Hondo.
You need slots.
All right.
No. He said Hondo.
Hondo.
Does anyone even know what that is?
No.
It's like from the 60s?
Pete, you know what Hondo is. Don't leave me out there.
Oh, my God.
Look at him laughing. He
Pete's
knows.
the only old guy here that knows.
Hondo's an old Western from back in the day. It came on before My Favorite Martian when we used to watch show when we were kids.
That's all.
It was on at like 7 in the morning. It was like early. Like if you caught it, you caught it by accident. And you were just waiting for. Because remember how it started? It was like Hondo, then like My Favorite Martian, then you might get if you're gonna
Barnaby
get Laverne
Jones.
and Shirley, then Happy Days, and then Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan, that was my set.
Squiggy died from Laverne and Shirley.
Really?
Yeah, Squiggy's died like last week.
Huh. That
Really?
sucks.
Oh, man.
Hey.
That's fun.
Hey, I
Swiggy.
want to throw something out there, and you can answer this on IM with Riz. You could also answer it on Facebook. Brian's checking some of those.
No.
No.
I'm not.
We've had a lot of these shows, Dave. We've had a shitload of shows over the last 6 or 7 years. I want to hear your comments come in on the best show or one of the funniest, best things that ever happened in one of our Ike Live shows. Send some of those comments through. We're going to put some of them through, and the good ones, every good one that comes through, we're going to give you a MTB box. We'll send one your way.
Like that.
Opened or unopened.
By the way, Hondo ran for one season back in '67.
Hondo ran for one season?
Yeah, in 1967.
Oh, my God. Hold on, let me count my money and make sure it's all still here.
Hondo.
I mean, SWAT would come on once in a while too if you called. Remember SWAT? SWAT was a good one.
Oh, yeah. One Adam 12.
One Adam 12,
Right?
SWAT, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nighttime was more like, Barney Miller, Cagney Lacey,
Yeah.
Beretta.
Yeah.
Beretta.
Lord.
Rockford Files.
I don't remember that.
What?
Jim Rockford?
No, I don't remember that.
I think he drove a Trans Am.
No, that's dude, the Trans Am? No, Magnum PI drove a Ferrari.
Nah, he drove a Coyote, some kind of kit car. Anyhow, whatever the message board's got. Rich says I got to get back to the studio. This is beat. Yeah, Rich. We need.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Let's take our commercial break. I got the next guest ready to roll.
Let's do it.
An absolute legend, one of the biggest names.
So wait,
I've
who's
ever
coming
had.
on next? We had future, so we have past or present.
Past.
Past is coming on next.
Now, I would not continue to call this person past
Okay.
because they are going to be here and still making plays.
It should be called OG.
like
It's
it.
certainly OG.
The OG
Yeah.
of fishing. Okay. The OG of fishing.
This is awesome.
All right, listen. Hang in there with us. I'm excited because I have no idea who this is. This is the Ike Live Christmas special. We've got another mystery guest coming up. The OG of fishing coming up. Hang in there. When we come back, more Ike Live.
We got to give some of them away.
4.5-inch drop shot worm.
Shut up, Dave.
Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J. Give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has 2 products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice live well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Holiday season is almost here. And you know, holiday season might as well be sock season. We're excited to announce our brand new partnership with an amazing company, Heshi Socks. That's spelt H-E-S-H-I Socks. Go to heshysocks.com to check out my brand new Mike Iaconelli collection. That's right, I have my own custom socks in tournament colors. I promise you, you will never, I mean never, find a more comfortable sock. The great news, all my socks are under $10 a pair when you use our promo code IKE20. This is perfect for holiday season. Go to heshysocks.com, use the promo code IKE20 to get the most comfortable socks in the world.
4.5.
Yes, there you go.
It's a clitter clatter. Welcome back to Ike Live. This is the Christmas special. I am Scrooge, bah humbug.
Iaconezer.
I'm Iaconezer, bah humbug. I've got my smoking jacket on. I've got my PJs on here. What a great show here we've got going out, taking 2020 out. Dave, a lot of people say good riddance to 2020. I think some good things happened this year.
Yeah.
But off camera there a second ago, we're talking a little bit about some shopping experiences you've had. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so like in 2020, Karen became a big thing, right? With Karen ratting on people.
Yeah,
and just
Karen. Yeah.
So I'm checking out at Dick's yesterday, and I'm the last guy in line. And I had a Karen like 3 spots in front of me.
A Karen, yeah.
And she had to like turn around, and of course we all have our masks on, and she had to turn around and tell me that I guess I'm messing up the line because there were dots that I couldn't see on the other side of the clothes and the mannequins that I'm supposed to be at.
Right.
And I said,
there's dots? Oh, you mean this?
Yeah, to where you're supposed to stand. And
like
I was just going off the last guy, and I'm just standing behind him or wherever I'm at. And
yeah.
She corrects me, and I said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were the line cop now. And I said it out loud. She's with her husband, and people now look, So now... So then she says, but nah, dude. So then she says,
nah, dude.
Then she looks at me and says, well, your mask says line cutter on it. And I'm like, I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, dude, I had the line cutter sun bib on my face, and it must have been facing forward. Well, now she countered me. Now everyone's looking. Now I feel like I have to explain what line cutters are.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mid-sentence of trying to tell her what line cutters are, she turned her back to me, dude. I took an L to a Karen right in fucking
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude.
What's this world coming to?
I know, man.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to that Karen. I got a great Karen story from when we fished with Ben. Did you hear about this at all?
No.
So we fished the upper Chesapeake Bay, Peak Lusick, with Ben, and it was a terrible day. Muddiest I've ever seen it. Cold, windy. It was the shittiest day ever.
Mike, you say that. I watched that show.
Yeah.
That show was awesome. It looked like you guys had a blistering day out.
That's the magic of editing.
I know. We didn't. We had us 10 or 12 bites, and we only landed 5 or 6. It was not a great day.
Nah,
but
Milken's editor's a squared away dude. He knows what he's doing.
But so the one piece of clear water was the condo dock, and so we fished it. We had those bites, and then you always are like, there's got to be something better, right? So we went and wasted a bunch of time doing other shit, and at the end we come back. I'm like, let's just go back. We know they're there. And we're coming back to the condo dock, and I see a dude fishing off the condo dock, from the dock. And, dude, in 20 years of fishing the upper Chesapeake Bay.
On the deep side where the deep cut is for the boat?
He was fishing the left side of the dock, but,
front side's the deep side.
Yeah, he was just standing there fishing. He was fishing a silver buddy, and I'm like, damn, I never saw anybody fishing off his dock.
True.
And in my mind, as I rolled up, I'm thinking, damn, he must live there or something,
Yeah.
But I saw a truck parked up there, and I'm like, this is the weirdest thing. So we're fishing. All of a sudden, dude, a Karen with a dog comes booking down this dock. And, dude,
She's going to fix the world.
Dude, they get into it, and they get into it. She said, where do you live? All this is going down as we're fishing in front of him. Where do you live? I don't live anywhere. And I could hear him. And she's like, you got to get out of here. You don't live here. I'm calling the cops. He's like, call the cops.
Wow.
And I'm like, damn. Karen busts her fucking flip phone out, calls the cops. Dude, I swear.
Hold on.
Dude,
flip phone.
she had an actual flip phone.
Wow.
Dude,
man.
she broke out her flip phone. Karen with the dog.
Dang.
Called the cops. Karen with the dog walks down the end of the dock. Before she got to the end of the dock, a fucking cop pulled up, dude.
Wow.
The quickest I ever saw a police officer respond to a call.
Shout out to the Northeast Police Department, dude. Jeez.
So I see this cop come down, and by this point, I'm out of earshot. Now I can't understand what they're saying, but the cop and this guy are just having this conversation, and it goes on for like 5 minutes. And the whole time, by the way, he's snagged in a rope, which makes it even funnier. The whole time he's talking to Karen and the cop, he's still snagged in a rope with a silver button.
You only bounce your lure off a $250,000 sailboat when people are standing up.
Oh, yeah. So,
that's the only time.
So he finally gets it out of the rope. He has this 5-minute conversation with the cop, which seems cordial. He walks back. I see him put the rod. Everything's slow in slow motion. Tailgate goes down. The rod goes in. Tailgate goes up. He takes his time. Gets in and pulls away. But now the cop has to deal with Karen because he let this guy just go.
Karen wants him tased and
God
clubbed
forbid.
right at the end of the dock.
And dude, I can hear Karen and that fucking dog just having at this cop for not. Oh yeah, for not giving him a ticket or whatever and I could see the cop, ma'am, and getting hand movements, and that was a good Karen.
How did that didn't make it in the edit?
I have no idea.
Wow.
Maybe it's something they're going to post
the
later.
The most amazing meme was from that one Karen that called on the people barbecuing with their flip phone. And she's wearing like a zip up hoodie, and then someone took her and every historical photo of black people together, they put her somewhere on her phone, calling.
Oh
Dude,
my
it's
God.
the most amazing meme that ever happened.
Oh my
she could just mind her own business. Get the fuck out of the park.
Crazy.
Mike, I hope that wasn't one of my clients, because I had a client there and he was strategizing. Do you think they'll let me come here and fish?
Yeah.
In that same dock. And I'm like, I think it's private. I've never seen anybody fish here. And
what kind of truck?
I don't know which kind of truck he drives. So I don't know what Mike
it might have
called,
been him, because he actually the one thing he did say,
He had a
was
Bass U hat on.
No, but as we got closer, he's like, he's looking, he's like, Iaconelli? Oh man, I haven't seen you since you and Pete did that seminar in Cecil County. I was like, hey, man, how you doing? Yeah, you sold me a bunch of stone jigs.
Oh, cool.
She was like, can I buy them back? Where they at?
Yeah, where they at?
Yeah, where they at, bro?
It may have been your client, Pete. It may have been.
Yeah, I'm going to need them back, sir, at twice the price you bought them for. They have, like, poisonous stuff in them.
The good old stone jigs.
They have COVID.
Dude, what a weird time. I'll be honest with you, Dave. I have done very little physical shopping this year for the holidays. I've done, I would say, 90% of it online. You know, and it's not necessarily because I'm COVID paranoid. It's just because I'm like why? Like why even deal with all that hassle?
I try.
know?
So listen, man. Like, what's the matter, bro?
No,
give
me the cue on when we want to bring us in.
Let's handle that now. We'll talk about. Let's bring the shopping back. Cause I got some more observations.
I know everybody wants to hear.
It's like the epitome of anxiety to go to the mall and deal with all that. Like it's the worst. It's the worst. There's
you got to buy a present for Riz, your dad.
What?
Dog. He's got a dog, a cat.
Yeah.
Some lady friends.
Oh,
yeah. It's too easy. Do it online. Do it online, man.
All right, here it comes.
All right, so this is the Ike Live Christmas special.
Close your eyes, Mike.
I am Scrooge, bah humbug, and joining us now, we've got the.
Hold on.
Okay. Joining us now, I'm closing my eyes. Joining us now, we have the legend of Christmas Past, of Christmas Fishing Past, the legend of Christmas Fishing Past, and we have on. Tell me when I can look, bro.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah.
Come on. The timing of this is totally off.
Oh, we're connected. It's just nobody's sitting in front of the
nobody's
computer.
there. It's an empty room.
There it is.
Look at that.
Thank God we don't have a live drum roll.
Man, I like the empty room, though.
Guy's forearms would
Let me
cinch
see.
off.
Give me a full screen of this room. Let me try to dissect it.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right,
Let's
so
go
I
CIA.
see a skull. I see it looks like a moose mount. I see a turkey mount in the back.
A whole bunch of knickknacks inside that curio cabinet.
Yeah, I wonder if
Why?
it's
What region we in?
I would say south.
Looks like
southeast.
Oh! Yeah.
Yes.
There he is.
Yeah.
You're on, Roland.
Roland.
Here, huh?
How you doing, Roland?
You guys
Good to see you. How are you?
doing fine. Doing great. How about yourself?
Oh, man, so good. This is a treat to have you on our Christmas special tonight. I'm so excited to have you on. First of all, I want to tell you, you look damn good right now. You look like you could be 48 years old right now.
Like when we watched them as kids.
I'm telling you, you look
Yeah,
like
they were the good old days, Mike. That was the big time.
you look like you've been working out. You look like you've been lifting weights.
You know what the deal was? Now, I didn't catch COVID about 2 months ago. I got pretty sick and I lost a little weight. But before that, I was so worried about my health that starting at about the first of the year, February, I started working out and push-ups and sit-ups and all sorts of diets, and I got in pretty good shape. So when I did catch the COVID, I was in pretty good shape. I got through it fine.
Roland, you got to get back that Roland Martin / Ric Flair golden coif on the head. All right, they sell chemicals you can do that with, man. You got the face for it. You just got to get the hair yellow. You still look like you're 40. Whatever's going on down there, I might need to get some of that Florida COVID.
It's pretty good. We both had it, and we were. In fact, Scott's older daughter, Hillary's got it this week, so that's going to kind of put a quarantine on Christmas in a couple days. So.
Yeah,
but you're immune. You can go around everybody.
Well, I guess I'm immune to it. I don't know.
Yeah, you are. Of course you are. You're Roland Martin. What's going to,
Well, Roland, I got to tell you, first of all, and I speak, I know, for a lot of guys in this room, a lot of our listeners, a lot of our viewers, you have been so impactful to so many people, including myself. And I want to just tell you this quick story. When I was young, I put it like middle school, so we're like 6th, 7th grade. You know, like normal kids in the neighborhood where we grew up. We grew up right outside of Philadelphia. Normal kids were, on a weekend, they were getting in trouble. They were doing bad shit. They were playing normal sports like baseball, football, stuff like that, basketball. And we had a group of about 3 or 4 of us that we loved to fish. And Saturday mornings for us were dictated by your show. Like literally, like we would base our weekend around watching your show. And I mean, impactful to me to want to pursue this as a profession. So I can't. I know you hear that a lot, but I got to thank you for just being an inspiration for a lot of people, including myself.
Well, Mike, you've set the standard. In fact, I've been trying to catch you the last couple of years. You know, your YouTube's going kind of crazy, and you're up to, I don't know, 140,000 or so, and I'm right behind you, but I can't catch you no matter what you do. I can't do it.
Well, Roland, so this to add to what Mike was saying, I used to bag groceries out of supermarket on the weekends and take the groceries out to the old people's cars, and my tip money, I actually went out when all these guys were still using spinning rods. I went to Kmart and bought a Shimano Bantam baitcaster because that's what they were throwing on the shelf.
I remember that. First one in our area.
I was the first guy to use a baitcaster in our group.
They were the good old days. Shimano really had it going there for a while, you know. I don't know now. I don't hear much about Shimano, but they were the top dog.
They'll love to hear it. I'm still loyal to them. You know, 30 years. I don't know, 35 years later, I'm still loyal to them, and that's what I use.
Well, speaking of top dogs, let me read this to you, Mike and Roland, because this is amazing. We know this. Well, everybody knows. 9-time Angler of the Year. 19 wins. As impressive to me as that is, he's got 19 second-place finishes.
Wow.
His top 10 percentage is crazy. It's 33% of your tournaments, Roland. You're in the top 10 in that event. You're contending to win 1 out of every 3. That's just spectacular.
You know, the funny thing, Pete, when I was competing really big time, I was more concerned about the ones that I lost than the ones that I won. Because when I win, I would feel real good about it, real complacent. But when I'd lose, I'd always second guess myself. I'd always say, why didn't I do such and such? What did I do that for? Why did I screw up? And so I have so many screw ups to kind of, thank for all that. We all do. And that's the thing about fishing. Fishing's such a big, wide thing, and you take the chances. I know Mike does the same thing. He gambles a lot. And we've all gambled, and sometimes the gambles just don't work out.
Yeah. Yep. They pay off big or they don't pay off.
Exactly. And this stat comes from Ken Duke, which is a really crazy stat because it's never been done. And it'll never be done. You averaged 3rd place in every event for 3 years.
Oh, my God.
In a 200-man field.
What? Oh my
God!
God!
That was the good old days. That was pretty special. The competition today wouldn't let you do that. Of course, there's so many good anglers out there. I was invited back this last week. Bruce Aiken from BASS had invited me back to fish the Elite Series circuit again on the I guess the legendary category. It's the second time he's invited me. And I thought about it, and I talked to my son Scott because Scott just made it through the opens, and so it was going to be a father and son thing. But I just decided, I'm an old guy now, and I can rest on my laurels. I just as soon just watch Scott do well, and I didn't want to take away from that. So I'm not going to fish the Elite.
Wow,
I'm glad. I am glad. I'm totally glad.
Mike, I'm 80 years old. I mean, that's a little old for the Elite.
Well, I can tell you this, Roland. I understand where you're coming from. I've got a son now that's 9, going on 10, and I love watching him. I love watching him catch them, watching him compete more than I do myself. I really do. And it's a really special thing, a dad has with his son when you can bond in the world of tournament fishing, So I can relate to that. I want to change topics real quick, and I want to corner you on something. And remember, Roland, this is Ike Live, so you got to answer honestly. You can't lie on this show. That's the only rule we have. I had a ton of it. I get a ton of it still. Criticism for being different, for being loud, for being a different kind of fisherman, for being aggressive, for doing things that are borderline maybe dangerous to some people to get to fish. You were the originator of that. When I look at the sport, you were the first guy that did all that stuff.
Pushed the envelope.
You pushed the envelope. You pushed the envelope. You got excited. You yelled. You screamed. You wrecked boats to get to fish. I mean, you did all the stuff before I did.
You made a bunch of guys from New Jersey say "son," even
Son,
though it's completely
yeah.
not.
I mean,
it shouldn't have happened up here. We should be saying that.
I mean, talk about that. Do you have any advice for me with all this? Because I get all this criticism.
Let's face it, Mike, we're both showmen. I mean, you're a showman, and I'm a showman. And when it comes to television and the cameras go on, and I see you do it all the time. You light up. I mean, I light up because I know that it's important to kind of be emphatic and just project yourself.
Yeah.
Because the cameras are going, and so a lot of people don't have that ability. You and I have that ability, and we can project ourselves, and sometimes we get a little carried away.
I can relate to that.
I wouldn't say that. Roland, it's Dave. I'm so glad you're not going to do bass because I don't know what I would do if I didn't get to watch you in your tricked-out canoe fishing the Everglades. And there's a lot of us that are doing that. You said you got 100,000 guys want to see you in the Everglades in your canoe.
Yeah.
All right, more so than we do probably on that tour.
Yeah. It's got to be a good feeling, though, Roland, to know that you've created a whole generation of anglers, and you still are, even now through your digital assets.
I really feel like, to me, I'm a kind of an old school teacher at heart, and I've done a lot of stuff in the military and actually did teach school. And I enjoy passing it on. I enjoy, and you're so good. I mean, I've seen you do so many how-to videos, and you're just perfect. And I am too. I mean, I can communicate the ABCs of whatever it is. Make it simple, make it count. And I think you and I both have that ability to just lay it out real simple and easy, and educate the people and educate the generation. And that's important.
Yeah, it's really important. Based on the theme of tonight's show, Roland, we're sort of doing a spoof on Ebenezer Scrooge here. Christmas Carol, going back in time. I need you to go back in time. Give me one thing that you did right in your career, and give me one thing that you regret in your career. Start with the thing you did right.
The regrettable one was probably, it was a funny thing. I do a lot of work with Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
And one time, Johnny Morris and Johnny was my biggest advertiser at the time with Fast Forward. We were tarpon fishing at Boca Grande. I had a place over there at Boca Grande. And right in the middle of that whole week, because Johnny only comes down every so often, this guy from the Make-A-Wish said, listen, would you take this guy fishing in like 2 days from now? It would be Johnny's time. And I said, well, I'm all tied up. I got my biggest sponsor. I got my biggest advertiser. And I just really don't have time to do that. Well, this guy's dying of cancer, this young kid.
Yeah.
And as it turned out, he didn't die, and he's still alive. But that's beside the point. The point was that the request came that I drop everything I do and everything that I was doing and just take this dying kid fishing. Well, I refused it. And boy, it hit the national media. I mean, I was called the worst names from all the people all across the country. It hit USA Today. Fisherman refuses dying boy a request to go fishing. And it was, just all out of shape.
They fake newsed you before Trump even gave it that term. Them bastards.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the best thing that ever happened, a couple of my fishing trips with President Bush.
Yeah.
Well, George W. and anyway, it was really cool. And I tell a lot of stories about how we were sitting on the dock one day at Crawford Ranch, and George Bush was right in the middle of all that Fallujah action over in the Mideast, and there were all sorts of Marines being killed and stuff. And so it was just really a neat deal, because we'd fish for a while, try to do some video, and all of a sudden he'd say, I got to go. Condoleezza Rice is on the phone. I got to go. And he'd run up the hill, and big national meeting, then he'd come back out again. He'd say, okay, Roland, let's go fishing again. And so it was just really a cool trip, a cool week. And I was there on the Crawford Ranch for about a whole week making a film with President Bush. And the Coupe de Gras came at his Christmas party. He invited me to go to the Christmas party. And when I came up to the line, he said, hey, Roland, hey, Judy. And he recognized it, and Barbara was there. Not Barbara, but his wife. I'm thinking the wrong president. Anyway, we talked about this big bass that he caught. He caught an 8-pound, 12-ounce bass on this FAD structure. That's a fish attracting device that he'd put in the lake. So when he talked to me, he said, "Roland, I caught this 8-12 on an FAD in the northeast sector of the lake." And so everybody that was in line around us thought we were talking missile talk, thought we were talking level security, all these funny fishing terms. On Cinco, 5-inch. And it was like everybody, they were really totally confused. So anyway, I got through that whole deal, and I made this really neat video with President Bush, and I passed on down the line. Judy and I were down a little bit. I said, Mr. President, hey, I want to ask you something. He said, yeah. He says, I said, that video we did, sir? He says, yeah. He said, it was really successful. And I said, yes, sir, it got you reelected.
Yeah. I remember, hold on, Roland, Brian the Carpenter, I remember him being impressed by the fact that W could actually fish. And I remember the fact that he was super impressed with W taking the little tiny fish and culling them out of the whole system so that the lake could breed bigger fish.
Yeah, management.
I remember having a conversation with Brian about that.
Yeah.
I actually, both of the Bushes were fantastic fishermen, really. Ray Scott would, organize that whole thing. And I remember the first time with Orlando Wilson and I, we threw darts to see who was going to fish with George Sr. And Orlando and I won the dart throwing contest, so we fished with the president. That was a cool deal.
Man.
Yeah, but Texans get along better with Floridians than they do with Georgians.
That's probably right.
Yeah, you won that.
That's
but you don't even know, Roland, you red-pilled our very own Brian Stockwell, a.k.a. Brian the Carpenter, man. You red-pilled him 20 years ago. You didn't even know it.
Red-pilled.
Well, I've got a couple Roland Martin stories I want to tell to the Ike Live group, Roland. I want you to go back through these with me. But one of the first ones was on Lake Champlain.
Oh boy!
I don't know if you remember.
One of my favorite lakes, yeah.
And you had made the final day. You were dominating the tournament.
Right.
But you ran out of Uncle Josh pork rinds.
That was a big deal on jigs, yeah.
Yep. And I had a stockpile and went in my truck and I hooked you up with a handful. And you went out and won that tournament on my Uncle Josh pork.
Yes.
They went off the market. I still had a couple boxes, but I looked at them. I opened the jar the other day, and they all rotted away or something. I don't know. Yeah. But it was so neat, those jigs. That was quite a tournament that last day. What happened was I had a partner, and I know you've worked with partners like this, but I had a little rock pile coming back from Missisquoi Bay. And we'd stopped on that rock pile. We both had a limit in the boat. And I told my partner, and I turned to him, I said, partner, you got a limit, I got a limit. I'm leading the tournament. If you just let me fish and catch one more 4-pound bass and you just throw the other way and don't throw to that rock pile, I'll win the tournament because one more 4-pounder would do it for me. And he was nice enough to say, okay, Roland, you deserve the rock pile. And he threw out the other side of the boat. Now, he didn't have to do that. That was pretty cool. And so, sure enough, I milked that little rock pile. I caught a 4-pound bass and won the tournament. But, without that cooperation, without working with your partners like we did then, you wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah. I mean, you just wouldn't be able to win the tournament.
No question. And so important. And you worked with me as a rookie. And this was huge because I'm broke. I'm taking on the top 100s. I think it was 96.
Yeah, that was the one at
Russell.
Yeah.
Yep. At Lake Russell. We were, we had booked Mark Waller's house.
Mark Waller. Yeah, Mark Waller. Yeah.
Shout out to Mark Waller. I don't know if he's still guiding or not, but probably.
The turkeys that I had the turkey call.
You man, Mike, and you know what this is like. He came up to me and I'm broke. I don't have, I don't know how I'm going to get gas to get home. And Roland said, Pete, I was staying with Chuck Economo. He was my roommate. Shout out to Chuck.
Shout out Chuck.
And he said, Pete, don't buy any dinners. I got dinners for you guys all week. And
I had elk meat, didn't I have elk meat and some turkey meat?
Elk and turkey and fish but this was the craziest part. because number one, that was awesome. Thank you for that. And I was nervous. Like, I didn't know Roland was staying with us. I was so nervous. I couldn't hardly talk to you, but you were so nice, telling us stories all night. It was great. And eating all that great food. But the last day was the fish fry, and it was just the craziest thing in the world. We get done the meeting, we're rigging our rods, and Mark Waller comes up and says, "You guys ready to eat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whenever you're ready, I'm ready." And you reached into your live well and pulled out about 20 largemouth. You caught that last day of practice.
Pete, are you implicating Roland in overharvesting fish in New York or Vermont? What are you doing? He pulled out 4.
No, this is Lake Russell. You can keep 30 at Lake Russell. It didn't matter.
What was that, Roland? You said you kept the small ones?
Yeah.
I'm like,
good job, Pete.
I'm so intimidated. If a fish even comes near my bait, I'm reeling it in. I'm shaking everything off. And here, the all-time angler of the year, he's just, telling me, they're just the little ones, Pete, don't worry about it. So I ate bass with Roland Martin the night before the tournament. And I'm like, the bass gods, I'm going to get killed.
Dude, that's almost sacrilegious. You're eating your opponent.
It's funny how things have changed. But Mike, back when I first started fishing back in 1970, there was no catch and release. Yeah. And I remember the first year at Lake Eufaula, places like that, we'd drag fish up to the scales on ropes.
Yeah, you had them on spears at the end of spears.
Throw them in a big old aluminum boat with the ice in it and give all the fish away. There was no catch and release in 1970.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
All the fish were kept and killed.
It's crazy. A lot of things have changed over the years in tournament fishing.
But let's get back to Pete. Pete, you getting to share that with Roland. That's like to the average guy. Like, you're sitting on Conan the Barbarian's throne. You know what I mean? Like, dude, that's amazing, Pete. That's a good story, man.
It did not pass on me. I'll remember it forever.
I know, dude. I wish I could remember it.
and like I was saying, I thought the fish gods were going to clobber me. But Roland and I both top 10 in that tournament.
Wow. That's right. We did good. Yep.
Nice. I actually caught lunker that next day after eating bass.
Pete,
why don't you go down to Florida and drink out of the Martin goblet so you can get the virus, get cured from it, and come back in studio?
Yeah. We need you back in studio, Pete.
Because they're immune, obviously.
Chuck Economy. Chuck called me not too long ago, and he's doing fine. He's living here in Florida.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
How about it?
Yeah, that's great. I hear from him from time to time too. Merry Christmas, Chuck. Chuck and I traveled, I don't know, half a dozen years out on the tournament trail. So that's great. And yeah, him and I had a wonderful experience, and we've been friends ever since, Roland. So I've always appreciated that.
That's awesome. Let me remind everybody watching and listening. We've got the one and only Roland Martin on. If you've got a question or a comment for Roland, please hit up our IM or hit us up on our social media feed at Ike Live Show. Riz, do we got any? You got anything coming through right now, or what you got?
We do. Mac Attack actually wants to know, Roland, what's your favorite body of water you've ever fished, and that does not limit to freshwater. That can be saltwater fishing as well.
Now, as we all know, all these lakes peak at different times, and we had big peaks on the California Delta. We've had peaks at Santee Cooper that were just unreal back in the late 60s and early 70s. And we had peaks at the Lake Eufaula. Back in 69 and 70, there was no better lake ever than Lake Eufaula in Alabama. So, I mean, you have to take lakes 1 year at a time because they're just all peaking. Right now, Okeechobee is normally my favorite lake, but it's having a kind of a bad year because of the water levels and stuff, and we're not catching a whole lot of fish on Lake Okeechobee. Actually, there's a little lake that they've just built in the state of Florida called the Headwaters Lake. It's part of the Stick Marsh thing. It's a 10,000-acre deal. You've probably seen JT Kenny kind of post some stuff on it. And he and I have been going over there for this last year. We've just caught so many beautiful bass. And that's a brand new lake, 10,000-acre lake. There's another lake south of Lake Okeechobee called the A1, 17,000-acre retention area. It's canoe only and small boats and stuff, but yet it's a killer. It's just an absolute
Where's that one at, Roland? Well, the one you just said with the canoes and the kayak. Where's that at?
That's called A1. It's about 25 miles south of Lake Okeechobee. And it's only open 3 days a week, but I've been fishing it for 3 years now. I've taken hundreds and hundreds of beautiful bass out of it.
So I'm going to Florida soon. Hey, Roland, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard anyone or done anything on 95 on the northbound side, right at the Vero Beach dump, is a lake? Do you know anything about what happened?
Yeah. Well, Vero Beach is where I'm talking about. That's where the Headwaters Lake is. That's part of that. Well, Garcia is right next to 60. We're coming out of Vero Beach, and then north of Garcia is this new Headwaters thing, and then there's the Stick Marsh itself.
Right.
And Farm 15. That's all a big complex that the state of Florida has, and there's a total of about 30,000 acres of what they call the St. Johns River Marsh. And right now, the hot thing is, of course, this Headwaters Lake. It's all about 7 years old. And what they did, and it's really cool, Mike, and I know you'd appreciate this, rather than just flood it, they went in and enhanced it. And they took big, heavy-duty equipment and they built ditches and they piled up islands. There's like 300 islands out of there. And then they big holes and ditches and trenches and it's just fantastic.
Wow. I want to move to Florida so bad.
I know. Well, the opportunities down there are so much better than up here.
Mac Attack, send your information in. Mac Attack, you're getting an MTB.
Yeah, you're going to win a box. Riz, who else we got coming through? We're going to keep giving away some boxes here. Riz, what do we got?
Yeah, we got a lot of people joining us, chiming in on the board, and the Pickwick Cadillac wants to know, Roland, who was your fishing idol when you were growing up?
Good question.
Daniel Boone.
Jesus.
My idol was at the time Bill Dance. When I first started fishing the tournament trail, I'd read about him, and so for a couple, 3 years until I finally caught up to him a little bit, he's still my idol. I just think the world of him. You know, there's nobody in this whole world, Mike, and we all work hard together trying to please the public. But Dance is a pro now. Yeah. Houston and Dance, I mean, those two guys, hey, they work hard at it.
Yeah.
You know, and you do too. I mean, we all work hard at it. But I don't think anybody works any harder than Bill Dance, and he's got a heck of a following.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Hey, Jordan S., anyone who Riz reads, send your information in. Jordan S., send your information to Riz.
Yes, you're going to win a box. Roland, I wanted to talk about technology a little bit, and we've had this come through on the last few shows, and I want to get your opinion on it. We have a lot of guys, a lot of guys that are very anti-technology. They're looking at things like Live Target, things like the Garmin Panoptics, and they're saying, man, this is ridiculous. This isn't even fishing anymore. A lot of people are saying, let's get back to the old school. Let's get back to not having this technology. Then there's a whole group that says, you know what? Accept it. It's part of the sport as it's changing. Where do you fall on this topic?
Yeah, I'm all for the new technology. Like when Kevin Van Dam and everybody's kind of put the squash on the Alabama rig, I was really upset about that. The Alabama rig came along. It was a new technology for winter fishing. It was just really, really doing well. Yeah. And yet the bass guys, the top bass guys, said, no, let's not do that. It's taking unfair advantage of the fish. And I don't know how you voted on the Alabama rig, but I wanted to see that technology go forward.
Yeah.
And it did when it went south. And so at the same token, in the same time, I see the Panoptics. I haven't mastered it yet, and I'm not good enough to say that I do work with Scott some, and I do have some units, but I'm not the pro that about 20 guys are. And if I were fishing the Elite Series right now, they'd probably beat my socks off using Panoptics. I just can't do it. But I still want the door open. I really think that's the way to the future. Because with catch and release, here's the issue. Now that we have catch and release, and basically all these beautiful 4, 5, and 6 pound bass are being released and be caught again another day, hey, why not catch them 2 or 3 or 4 more times with Panoptics? But that's fine.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I can be honest with you and tell you that when the Alabama rig came out, I was one of the guys that wanted to see it go forward as well. And I know there was a lot that voted different on that, but to me, it was like, what's the difference between that, right, and a new crankbait or the Senko, right? Like, it's a new bait that evolved and it catches fish. It has its time and its place, right? you're not going to go Lake Okeechobee when they're spawning and do any good on the A rig, you know. So
maybe that's where they got the idea of COVID from. Was the A rig?
Was it?
Yeah.
It came from the Alabama.
Yeah, they
rig.
said, "Oh my God, look what did them anglers. Let's do this to the whole population."
It may have happened. It may have happened.
I like the technology. I like embracing technology, Roland, and I think that's terrific because I feel the same way about it. But I was talking with Scott about you one time, and your passion for fishing is unwavered. It seems, after all these years. And Scott was telling us, like, if it's raining out, it's miserable, and nobody else wants to go, my dad will just go just because nobody else wants to go,
But Pete, here's what you don't know. 10 days ago, I had my shoulder. This shoulder was operated on. They cut it all open. I can't use it. And I pleaded with my doctor to let me go fishing. He won't even let me fish shiners right now. I have not fished in like 14 days. It's driving me crazy. I mean, all I want to do is go catch a bass. And I got it right behind my house. But the point is, there's plenty of places to go fishing right here in Florida, and I can catch a bass tomorrow. But the doctor said I got another 2 weeks to reconstruct this shoulder. And so in the meantime, I'm making turkey calls.
Well, why don't you set the hook with your left arm and let Mary reel it in for you?
I know. I suggested all that, but he wouldn't let me do it.
Tickle Mysenko wants to know, what of all the pros out on tour right now, who reminds you of yourself?
Well, you'd have to have, back in my heyday, I was a run and gun guy, shallow water opportunist, and I did a lot of deep water fishing too. I did some spoon fishing, won tournaments that way, like on Okeechobee, actually Santee. I won it in 25 feet of water. So I did some great deep water fishing as well, but my main strength has been the power fishing, the flipping and the big jigs and all that kind of stuff. And so I don't know. I'd have to look at one of the power fishermen. That's who would be emulating my technique more than anything. Who out there is the best power fisherman right now?
Man, I think of Greg Hackney when I
Greg Hackney, he's a good one. Yeah, he's perfect. Yeah, he's right up my alley. He'll flip all day if that's what it comes to.
Yeah, and John Cox from
Cox is
Florida,
a good power fisherman. Yeah.
Shallow water
guy. Absolutely. Live and die.
And I'll finesse fish, and like we won the big tournament this last year against Canada and Mexico, and I was with my son Scott. We were up on the St. Lawrence River catching those 25-pound bags of smallmouth, and sure enough, I was using 6-pound line, and I caught better than my share of big fish on that light tackle. So I can fish light tackle. I don't think I can fish it quite as good as Mike, because I remember one time I was power fishing one of our little tournaments, Mike, and I'd come along a log that I'd caught a big fish on, and you came right behind me with that little bitty 4-inch or 5-inch little bitty worm. And by God, you caught one there, and I don't know where you placed it. I think you were leading the tournament that first day. And I was power fishing that cove, and you came in right behind me and caught all those fish.
Yeah.
And I said, now I'm doing the wrong thing.
I got a question for Roland. Roland, regarding power fishing. So I spent more money on Uncle Josh pork rind than I did sneakers growing up. Okay? How much do you have left in stock laying around in limbo? I'm curious.
He said that.
Uncle Josh, I probably have 100 bottles of it, but I don't think it's any good anymore. I think it's all rotted away, isn't it?
No, I mean you got to stay on top of it, almost like treating your gasoline on a bug out situation. You got to treat it like I treat my Uncle Josh. I got about 24 canisters of it, man. If you want one,
and you still put the liquid in?
Yeah, I thought it went bad after a while.
No, I can absolutely show you stuff that's 25 years old. I'll have Brian send you the picture.
Well, I might have good stuff back there. I got about 20 big cases of it.
The label's rotted off of it already, but I mean, I have it written with magic marker on top what it is, and I treat it once a year.
Yeah. Roland, it's interesting. You talked about that tournament. I remember that tournament you're talking about. It was the year that ESPN owned Bass, and they were coming up with this new format, and it was an E50. Yeah, it was an E50 tournament. I remember we had a late launch. They were like 10 a.m. launches. We weren't doing till like 4 o'clock, and it was a neat time of the sport. I remember it like it was yesterday. What in your opinion?
Wisconsin, wasn't it?
It was
Madison?
Wisconsin. It was
It was
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. That's
Yes,
where
it was. Yep, it was
And
Wisconsin.
you came here right behind me after I power fished that cove with hardly any success. You caught a giant one right behind.
I caught a few, but that to me, when I look back on it, was a neat time in the sport. In your opinion, what was the heyday of the sport? What was the best time in the sport of fishing? Was it the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s? Was it now? What's the heyday of the sport?
Let's face it, when lakes like Eufaula, Alabama were hot,
yeah,
and we could go out and catch 40 and 50 and 60 pounds of bass. There's nothing that been any better than that.
Yeah.
And I saw it again at Santee Cooper, about that good. I don't know that we'll ever see lakes that good again because of the fishing pressure. I'm not sure that will ever happen. But catch and release does put the fish back into circulation. So I think that we're going to have a good, steady recruitment of fish, even at that. But now that we have basically everything is catch and release, and so I see a bright future. The only problem is, Mike, you know this, back in the 40s and 50s, TVA and all these lakes are all brand new, and they were just all giant lakes coming on strong, like Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn and all those Texas lakes. Well, that's not happening now.
Right.
They're not building lakes anymore.
Yeah.
So we don't have those brand new, fresh lakes that are just so good and so hot. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
We have good lakes.
Yeah, it's a different world now. Speaking of different world, I want to get your opinion on this, and maybe even I would say advice. Your career really took the next level from other professional anglers when you added the TV model, to your brand and your business. And God, TV, it reaches so many other people that you can't reach through the tournament fishing box. You did a great job at that, masterful job. I want to emulate that. I want to copy that. But TV's different. TV's changing. What's the way that a guy like me could grow his brand outside of the box now? Is it traditional TV? Is it social media?
You're a perfect example. You're going crazy on YouTube. The social media has been your strength. You've been so good at that, and I'm kind of weak compared to you. I'm kind of weak at social media. I don't even do Facebook hardly. I do that YouTube channel, and I'm doing all right. But that's falling off. I noticed this last couple months we're just not getting the numbers like we did.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's happening with that.
Is TV dead? Is traditional TV dead?
Yeah. What's happening to me about 2 to 3 years ago when I first started my YouTube, guys like Johnny Morris with Bass Pro and guys like Winston Tucker with Favorite Rods came to me and said, "Listen, Roland, we're going to have to cut your contract. Our television numbers are going downhill. Unless we get some other social media or something else to support it, we're going to have to do some drastic cuts." Well, I got busy with the YouTubes, and right away I jumped on 20, 30, 40,000 subscribers, and they all said, "Okay, Roland, you're doing a good job with that. We're not going to cut your contracts." So they're happy with the mix, with the television being one little part of it and the YouTube being the other part of it. They're happy with that.
Yeah.
How much of your here you go, Roland. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if I ever told you this before, but your show was so important to me. The first time I got my big boat with an outboard engine, and I zipped up my life vest. I every single show you had, anytime you moved spots, he would zip his life vest. And it was a very, I don't know, when I zipped my life vest, I felt like I was Roland Martin. I was probably like 24 when I had my first big boat.
As a sponsor for a while, I used Stern's life vest.
So I got shilled into this whole moment of my life that was important. That's great. Hank Parker wrecked my tucking in the shirt with the belt 2 weeks ago, and now you're going to do this with the vest, Roland? Come on, man. That was one of my shining moments of zipping up the vest thinking I was Roland Martin.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Now that actually brings something else up, and I want to bring this up. Roland, you've had some great you've had a hand in some great lures and techniques over the years. I can think of so many. A big blade spinner bait to top water fishing.
Jig and pork.
Revolutionizing shiner fishing early on. So many things in your career.
The helicopter lure.
So many. But the one that you don't get enough credit for, and if you look back, I wish if you would have got a royalty on this, you could have made a lot of money, a lot of money, is the cock shorts, the very short shorts. I know, cock shorts. I know Tommy Biffle takes all the credit for the short shorts, but, dude, you had them back in the day. I mean, that was a thing to wear short shorts back in the day. I mean, you could think about it. If 10 cents on everybody that wore short shorts back then.
Short shorts.
You know, the short cock shorts. You could have made $1 million off just cock shorts.
But he had legitimate calves. Roland Martin
I know.
had banging calves, dude.
That's true.
You know?
That is true.
Yeah. I don't know that's genetics, dude? Did you do like a lot of calf raises as a kid when you were playing sports in the Army? Like, what were you doing? How'd them calves get so good?
Most of the time.
It's all that scuba diving.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
We did that for a while. You know, that was something. This guy, Dick Garlock. By the way, Dick passed away last year.
He did.
I heard that.
Yeah.
And I remember we went to about half a dozen tournaments with scuba gear. And we would dive. And that one time at St. Lawrence River, he came in second in the tournament. And we spent the whole week before the tournament, while it was in the cutoff, before the cutoff. And all we did was scuba dive the whole time. Found these schools of fish. But that's all.
Wow.
Did that ever work for you at any other tournaments? Did that ever?
Well, there's not that many lakes that are clear enough. You know, that's the problem. St. Lawrence is perfect because you can see the fish, you know. But so many of these other places, you just don't see them, you know. It's just not clear enough.
Wow.
What did you see at St. Lawrence? Like, did you get on? Did you guys ID like massive schools of brown fish around?
Oh yeah, I found a place. I didn't catch them much in the tournament, but off of Duck Island, there's a big long sandbar that goes to the north southwest. It goes to the southwest, and there's a couple little rock piles on it, and they were stacked on that thing. You know, about 15 feet of water. And I fished it in the tournament. I didn't do any good. But Garlock, we actually found the fish right there around his house, around wherever that is. Not Clayton, but the other town.
Alex Bay?
Alex Bay. Yeah, that's where he won the tournament. Or came in second.
No kidding. No kidding. He didn't go out to the big lake. Well, the Bassmasters are going back there this year.
Saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of jumping in that tournament. Are you going to fish any of the opens, or are you going to?
No, I might. I'm thinking about it, Pete. You know, I fished a couple years ago, and with moderate success. I'm just not on top of my game right now as far as just winning tournaments. I fish a few little local things around Lake Okeechobee, and I do fair, but I still don't win a lot of them. You know, not 30 or 40 years ago, I won a lot of tournaments, but I haven't
clapping everybody.
Late, you know, so it's just a different ball game. I'm not fishing with that same intensity I had then.
Well, I mean, understandably so. But I've been wanting to ask you this question. What did you do? You were so far ahead of everybody else for years. How did you achieve that? What allowed you to be so far, like third place for 3 years on average?
That's
that's incredible.
I don't know, Pete. I just know that I can't answer that other than I did gamble a lot, and I knew a lot about basic patterns, and I really had studied to some degree water temperatures and pHs, and I got into a lot of the biology of fish then too. You know, water temperature was probably my big key to all the early tournaments that I fished. I would find a spawning flat, for example, and a cold front would come in that night, and I'd look. I'd come in with my thermometers and see where those spawning flat that had dropped 6 or 8 degrees, and I'd pull off into the deeper water, and I'd find a little bit warmer water, and I'd find some of the biggest concentrations of fish I ever found the next day during the tournament. So I mean, I would gamble a lot and use just sound technology, working with water temperatures. I really did well. You know, that was one thing.
Yeah, but Roland, like to be third place 100% of the time, 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
You know, props to Kenny Duke for digging that up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But my God, Roland, that's
it'll never be topped.
No one could ever do that again.
But no one would have knew.
if can he do
One
really
thing
good.
that I did, and I think a perfect example was I was fishing a Project Sports tournament. I think it was on Lake Sidney Lanier, and I'm flying down the lake one day, and I'm not really doing very good. And all of a sudden, I go back into this cove, and I noticed that the day before I ran in the cove, there was no tree in the water. A beaver had just come that night. A beaver had just come in that cove, and the tree was in the water. It was that morning. It was like the chips, the beaver chips were still all floating around the water. And the bugs and stuff, probably the tree hadn't been in the water but an hour. And I turned to my partner, and I said, I'm going to win the tournament here. Well, I didn't. I came in third. But the point is, I mean, that tree, I just saw an opportunity with this great big fat tree falling in the water.
Yeah.
I caught 7 bass that day off that tree.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was just, you know, that's the kind of thing I did. I gambled, took chances like that. And that was kind of a
So you're not one of the believers that think a tree has to be soaking in the water for a while. You think a fresh fallen tree, right?
I'll tell you what changed me on that. One time I was out with Johnny Morris, and we were putting out trees in Bull Shoals Lake, and I was with scuba gear. And I was on a vertical bluff, and I said, Johnny, let's suspend these cedar trees, or there's these big trees, let's suspend them on the bluff, going down the rock bluff. And as he'd pull them off with the pontoon boat, and as the tree would come down, I'd be holding onto the rope. Bass would already be coming into the tree. Spotted bass. And I'd come up and I'd say, throw your jig in there, Johnny. And I'd go back down and watch him throwing a jig 5 minutes after we put the tree in, throwing a jig and catching bass 5 minutes after the tree had just gone.
Wow.
Now, were you and Johnny Morris drinking whiskey as this is happening? Like, what are you guys doing? Are you sober? I'm just wondering. I'm trying to picture my idol in the water,
awesome.
coaching him up. What are you doing?
But it's amazing how quickly, well, you know, and hey, you know Tidewater as well as anybody. You know how they react to Tidewater. You know, they don't remember that those pilings are there. They just happen to the pilings are there. And how many times have you caught into a set of pilings in just 2 or 3 minutes when the tide is perfect? Boom, you win the tournament. I mean, that's what happens with the brush pile.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think those fish remember anything about the brush pile. I think they just happen to come upon it. Yeah. They happen to come upon those pilings, and the same thing.
Yeah.
The Tidewater, the water's right. I did the same thing on the Hudson River. And won tournaments on that. When the tide got just right, they moved in, and that's when you caught them.
Yep, little window of opportunity. Yeah. Roland, I want to say something real quick. I think you're selling yourself short. I think, you know, when you talk about pattern fishing, you know, Rick Clunn's name always comes up. But I think I see you as one of the forefathers of pattern fishing. You know, when I was studying the sport, it was like, how do you make a day not random, right? You don't want it to be luck. You want to get rid of luck. You were one of the first guys that really understood it, that grasped pattern fishing. I learned a lot from you watching you pattern fish, and that, I think, has a lot to do with your success. You had a very good understanding of it. You still do, of how to pattern fish, and that goes a long way.
Back in the 80s, I wrote a book, you know, on pattern fishing, and so that was kind of my forte on that.
Yeah.
Can we get that book on Amazon? Is that a circulation?
We might.
No, I don't know if it's still in print now.
What was it called?
Roland Martin's 101 Bass Catching Secrets.
I think we got it back in our library here.
It's back there.
I think we've got all the classics back here.
I'd like to read that book.
You know, it's so funny. I know some of the brand new patterns, like drop shots, probably aren't in there, but so many of the standard things that we've done for all these years, all the spawning things and stuff. It hasn't changed that much in 40 or 50 years, really. I mean, bass fishing, you know, you can still take a Johnson spoon that's been around for 100 years.
Yeah.
And you can still go out into a grass flat right there in some of your waters, Mike, and catch bass today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bass. There's certain standard things about patterns and lures that just haven't changed.
Yep. I agree. Let's one last time. I want to see Riz. We've got a couple IMs for Roland before we let him go. Wait, there it is, right there.
What?
Look at that! I know we had your book, dude. Look at that. The only thing, I bet you it's not signed.
140,000 copies, and Winchester Press came to me and said, "Roland, you have the second most successful book we've ever had." Well, I said, "What's the first most successful book?" He said it was a book on bird watching. So there's more bird watching.
I get that. Iaconelli's got the Shroud of Turin of bass fishing right here.
Dude,
for
look
you
at
people
that.
watching. Look
Dude,
at
what?
this
This
thing.
is a classic.
Oh my
this
God!
This is a classic. Roland, I'm gonna have to send this to you. Will you sign this to if we send
Absolutely.
this to you?
Yeah.
Oh
sure,
my God,
yeah.
we got to get this sent.
Look at those golden locks. You look like a Norwegian shoemaker in this one picture right here. My God, dude.
That's awesome. What a classic. Riz, what do we got? What do we got coming through for Roland on the IMs, Riz?
Right. So Casey Fishing wants to know, did you have any traditions that you always had to do before a tournament? Traditions, like superstition.
No, cats, black cats. That didn't make any difference. The only thing that bothered me was the water temperatures and the weather patterns. That's a tradition. Whenever I'd see a pattern condition change, that was not exactly a tradition, but I changed my method of fishing.
What eating 12-inch bass the night before the tournament wasn't like a mandatory thing?
That's all right. I haven't eaten bass much since then, though. I really haven't.
Roland, I've been looking at every single tournament. Like, I got to eat more bass with Roland if I'm going to have a top 10.
Riz, what else we got?
Mike Robinson wants to know, what was the biggest gamble that you ever made on the water?
Good one.
Biggest gamble. Oh, boy. I made so many of them.
The Connecticut River, Roland, comes to mind.
Yeah. That was a big deal.
That was a good gamble.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
That was a big gamble. Yeah. But basically, I've been on the edge of propriety. I study the rules and regulations a lot. And there's a lot of bass rules that are in place now because of things I did. For example, the elevated seat for spawning fish. I had a big elevated deal when I won that tournament at Okeechobee. And then the jet boat, they didn't allow that anymore. And then all sorts of different. I remember one time, one of the first tournaments in '70. I believed that if you threw the fish back right away, it would scare all the other school away. So that particular day, I had like 30 other bass. It's a spoon pattern. Middle of the summer, I was fishing with this guy from Elgin Camp that made axles out of San Antonio, Texas. It was 1970, and I had a whole boat full of bass because I didn't want to throw them back, and I had 30 or 40 pounds of bass in the boat. I came in second in the tournament. But the point was, I didn't want to throw them back.
Yeah.
At the time, there wasn't any rule against it.
Right.
Well, when I weighed in, Elgin Camp told Scott, he says, Scott, Martin had 30 bass laying on the floor dying and stuff. So, of course, that was put in effect right away. No more letting fish just lay around the floor because I didn't want to release them.
Roland, do you have an exact number of rules that you created? Because I know there's a lot. It's got to be in the dozens.
I used to brag one time. I remember the first big tournament when I had at Lake Seminole. Ray asked me in front of the crowd. He said, "Well, what's your success? How come you won this tournament?" I said, "Well, Ray, I was guiding at Santee Cooper for the last month or so, and I had plenty of free time, so I came down for the last month, and I've fished for a month now. Every single day, I knew where all the fish were."
Yeah.
And so that was, of course, when he put the 3-day rule in.
Yeah.
He said, "We can't have 3 days of practice."
Yeah.
Because I'd spent a month getting ready for that tournament.
Yeah.
Roland, I got a question.
Back then, you could do that,
Roland, I got a question. Like after Thanksgiving dinner, when you and Scott are talking, do you ever break his stones that he's never changed a rule in his entire career? I'm just wondering.
No.
No.
I didn't hear exactly.
I'm sorry. I said when you and Scott after Thanksgiving dinner, when you're sitting down, you're full, you're relaxed. Have you ever broken stones about never getting a rule changed in any of the leagues he fished in?
Oh boy, we do. Scott's he's the new breed of fisherman. He really is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, he's it's pretty impressive, Roland. I want to talk about this. Is a good way to end the segment. Is Scott is a new breed of angler. He's so good. He's one of the world's best. That's a very difficult thing to follow in your father's footsteps. That's a very it's a very difficult thing.
He didn't just follow me. He made his own.
Yeah.
And he really did. I mean, he fished a different circuit.
Yeah.
You know, he had different sponsors.
Yeah.
You know, he had different boats. He purposely tried to be different than I am. And so, I mean, he is his own person. He's Scott is his own.
Did you know? When did you know, Roland? When did you know that this is something that he wanted to pursue? And when did you know he was going to be good at it?
This sounds crazy, but he was all interested in girls in high school, and he had a car with a big radio system. And I said he wanted a big allowance. I said, son, the only way you can get an allowance for me is if you go out and catch shiners for a marina.
Yeah,
At 16 years old, he commandeered a boat from the marina. We had boats for people to go catch shiners. You know, we had a commercial operation. And he went out and made thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm talking about maybe $10,000, $15,000 as a 16-year-old kid.
Wow.
Catching bait for the marina.
Yeah.
And I said, anybody that can master that, I mean, that just in itself, that's a whole fishing expertise trying to figure out bait.
Yeah.
And that's a big. And he did it. He was really successful, and that's how he bought his new car, and that's how he just really kind of got himself going, catching shiners.
Wow.
Catching bait.
Wow. He had the drive from an early age, and you have to, I think, to be very good at anything. You have to have that drive.
But the Martins also have tiger blood.
That's
they
true.
have pure tiger blood. Look, Roland's a killer. The son's a killer. Hillary's a killer. She's like 16.
Biology definitely plays a factor, and the genes are correct there, I would say.
The genes are correct.
Roland, last question for you. You've been on so long, and we appreciate it coming on the show. With Scott moving to bass, I think it's big for him. It's big for his career. What would it mean for you to see Scott win a Bassmaster Classic?
Oh, boy, that would be the coup de grace. It'd be something I never did accomplish. It wasn't my style of fishing as much as, say, Rick Clunn's. But, you know, I had some pretty good opportunities. Actually, that time you won the Classic, you know, I was the next canal over.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
I could hear you yelling.
Yes.
Dude, that's amazing.
I went that far away. And been a real butthole about it. I probably could come in there and I didn't do that. But, I mean, that's how close we could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had a nice bunch of fish in that canal. However, if I'd gotten in there before you had, maybe it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Did you know that?
So
That's unbelievable. I didn't know you were that close. I knew we were in the same.
I was the next canal to the north.
Wow, that's crazy. I knew we were in the same vicinity. I knew that. I always knew that. I knew we were catching the same kind of grade of fish every day, so we were close. But I didn't know you were that close. That's awesome.
Wow. 20 years later, you didn't even know. Like,
it's funny though, but what Roland just said, it's so true. Like a cast, you could be a cast away and miss it. You know, you could be that close, and it could go either way. You know, to winning or losing, and that's how tournament fishing is. You know, it's one of the cool parts of it. You know.
You know, Mike. In fact, that canal, you know, right where when you caught a big one, I think, right where those two canals kind of split.
Yeah.
Kind of did a wide.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Where you caught a big 400 there.
Yeah.
I caught some fish on that same spot in the warm up.
Wow.
Not as big, but I did catch some pretty decent ones. And I was going to go in there, but that was where you were fishing.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
See
crazy.
that one spot where it had the Y that came together like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is my new favorite segment of the history of this show.
It probably is. It's definitely this definitely is the highlight. Roland, we've been doing this show 7 years. Every year I would bug Brian, please let's get rolling on. Please let's get rolling on. This, you've made my Christmas. You've made my year. You've made my life. Roland Martin, you are my hero. Thank you for coming on the show tonight. I love you more than you know. I really do. I love you more than you know. Thank you for being you. Thank you for never changing. You've got more passion than anybody I know in the sport. And I want to thank you for coming on the show. It was unbelievable. I'm like I'm almost at tears right now. This was awesome.
And the thing about fishing that we can all enjoy. I'm an old man now, but I still enjoy it. And like you say, I still have the passion for it. And so no matter how old you get or whether you can even make a cast, if you love the sport, you love catching bass, that's what counts.
That's right. Roland Martin, everybody. Merry Christmas, Roland.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Happy holidays.
Roland.
Wish you the best. Wow.
Thank you, buddy.
Unbelievable.
Wow,
Unbelievable. Brian the Carpenter, thank you.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Thank you. Brian the Carpenter, thank you for doing that. Man, what a great segment. I couldn't think of a better guest for a Christmas special. Holidays are right here. Christmas is right around the corner. You heard it right there, Dave. The most passionate guy I've ever seen. Still.
16 years later, you didn't know he
I knew
fished your area and was.
I knew we were close. I remember, because you get wrapped up in the heat of the tournament. Yeah. You're so focused on what you're doing. I knew Roland was in the area. I knew Kevin Worth was in the area. Kevin Worth had a top, I think, 10 or 15 in that tournament. So I knew that, but I didn't know that he was that close.
Wow.
So that's unbelievable. But, dude, it goes to show, Pete, Riz, you guys know Brian the Carpenter. Dude, you can miss it or get it by a feet. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how close. Like, what if I missed it by a little bit and Roland found it? He'd be a classic winner.
But for
you know what I mean? It's unbelievable.
For the kids listening, like they have their people that they watch and they idolize now.
Yeah.
And here you are, a canal away from the one we idolized.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's unbelievable. It's so surreal. It's so surreal. And Pete, to hear those stories, of letting Roland and you rehash the stories of eating fish in practice that he was catching,
killing small
like
fish.
This is epic. These are the stories of the history of fishing right here.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Scott. I talked to Scott Martin earlier today. Roland, he's older. Technology's difficult. Getting him to
it was great. It was a great
Zoom
feed.
was not easy. Scott helped me out a lot with that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Scott, appreciate Scott. Shout out to Scott Martin.
It's the first family of bass fishing, dude.
Dude,
come on.
Pretty much.
Incredible. What a great interview.
So the way you ended that, talking about how important he was in your life.
Very important.
And that reaffirmed an observation I had. So about a year ago, we had Scott on.
Yeah.
Right? And I sat here producing the show. Scott's up on the Zoom call right there.
Yeah.
You're talking to him. And you're talking to Scott about what it was like to grow up with Roland Martin as your father.
Yeah.
Right? And I just kind of was sitting here observing and watching the show, and as Scott was painting the picture of what that was like, just daily life with Roland as your father, I looked at you and I saw you just kind of look up. You kind of looked up to the side, and you had this look on your face, and I could tell that you were putting the imagery together with what Scott was saying, and I saw it in your face how important that was to you, because you and I didn't grow up, Dave. We didn't really grow up with dads, right? And it's usually your father that brings you to the lake, right? And we grew up with single moms, and like Roland was our.
He was our dude, man.
He was kind of our dad, dude. He was at least our fishing dad.
He was one of our dudes. Yeah, he was one of our dudes.
And I saw that in your face when Scott was talking about growing up with Roland as his father. And I could see the importance of it.
Yeah,
and that reaffirmed it.
Yeah,
so.
it's so cool to see that he's like the same guy that he was. He hasn't changed. You know what I mean? Like all these years later, he's still rolling. And I'm glad he addressed that thing about. What's the best and the worst thing? I'm glad he brought that up, because so many times people want to gravitate towards something negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, dude, he explained, like, it was a misunderstanding, and everybody latched on. They want to bring you down. Dude, what Roland has done for the sport, there are so many people fishing because of what he's done.
Yeah.
You can't take that away.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but I was such a loyalist. I thought the kid was just a jerk off. Maybe that's why I didn't bring him out there. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't upset about it. It didn't bother me. Like, there's got to be a reason this guy didn't bring him. I don't know. I didn't know. I was on Roland's side.
I
always.
I loved how he studied the rules.
Yes.
Like that was that was an important part of his strategy, was to study the rules. To see where the caveat was, to see where he could excel, that's pretty cool, because he did it with the jet boat.
Yeah,
he did it with the platform.
Always pushing it.
He pushed it.
Always
That was
pushing
awesome.
it. Always pushing
Yep.
it. I want to know, Riz, real quick. So we heard Dave, Brian, and me, and Pete. Roland was a big inspiration to us early on. Who was your inspiration, Rizzo?
To be honest, it was probably family oriented. Like I've said before. Obviously, my dad fished, and my whole family, they were all salt guys. They were all saltwater fishermen. But it was probably just watching my dad and my cousins like in the saltwater tournament fishing world, and seeing some big time success from them early. Like that really put the bug in me.
Yeah.
But then, when it comes back to full circle, understanding what the bass fishing industry was all about and kind of getting a grip on that, that really happened for me, when the Elite Series came to Philadelphia and you won that tournament. And then I started to put some pieces of the puzzle together and started watching guys like you and Kevin and Hackney and Jason Christie, and Aaron Martins was a huge one.
Yeah.
Right around the same time that I was immersing myself in the sport of fishing, Aaron was just dominating. He was really fishing well. So, all that, it was family, it was guys like you, it was guys like Aaron, it was, the whole industry in and of itself. But I remember being young, watching Bill Dance. I remember watching Roland's show. I remember watching Jimmy Houston. So all those guys had definitely had an effect on it as well. And that was the coolest interview that I've been a part of since I've been on the show, was having Roland Martin on.
Dude,
he first came to the Zoom call before the show. I was so geeked up.
Dude, that was awesome. Honestly, Brian, thank you. Dude, that was like the best Christmas present ever. Like, I can't even, on Christmas morning, nothing's going to compare to that.
No, that was.
I hope Becky's not listening right now. I'm serious. That was so awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
dude, that was amazing.
Riz, in your department, KC Fishing, Mike Robinson, and Jordan S. Send your information to Riz.
Yes.
Because you guys are getting MTB sent to you.
You're getting MTB box. Speaking of MTB, before we take another break, let me remind you, if you're watching over on Facebook, all you have to do is like and share the feed. Like and share the feed, and you're going to be entered into a chance to win the world famous Ike Life gift bag. Brian, we've got one more segment coming up. This has been a great show. We talk with the future, a little Christmas future of fishing.
Yes.
We talk with legend of the past.
The legend, the OG, man.
The OG.
The OG.
Of fishing, Mr. Roland Martin.
Yes.
And we've got a good one coming up. I don't know who this is, but we've got a playmaker in the present, the ghost of fishing future coming up here. So, listen, we're going to take a break, Brian. What do you think? Maybe a minute, 2 break, and we come back a little bit more?
I'll say 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
Okay, 3 minutes, 28 seconds. When we come back, more Ike Live.
Hi, today we're going chest to chest in the Dr. Squatch lather test. On that half of Mike's impressive chest, we're rubbing him down with 3 name brand bars. The result? A sad, milky film of disappointment. How's that feel, Mike? You see, Big Soap cuts corners and strips out all the sudsy goodness in order to make production cheaper. But not Dr. Squatch. Don't worry, Mike. Dr. Squatch soap retains all the natural ingredients, which creates a rich, foamy lather, leaving your skin healthy, soft, and clean. Ooh, looks like Squatch is taking over this peck party. How do you feel now, Mike? Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. When we say it lathers, it f***ing lathers.
You deserve glorious lather. Take the lather challenge for yourself today.
4.5-inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
This time of year, I definitely recommend putting a little bit of this on your soft plastics too. There he is. Another one. Next cast. And that would be number 6. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. I'm straight addicted.
This might be bigger.
You think so?
Yeah. Feels bigger. I haven't even seen this thing yet. It doesn't want to come up. Don't break me off the rocks.
Oh, it's a... Oh!
27 incher.
He caught it.
28.
Oh my god, that's such a healthy fish. Look at this size. Put a little liquid mayhem on your crappie jig, and look where the stripers get it.
You can't even see it, man.
That might be a keeper.
5 seconds. And action.
Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome back to Ike Live. You're watching the Christmas special. What a show so far. I am Scrooge, Ike Scrooge, here tonight. Hold on. Let me count my money real quick here. I just want to make sure it's all still here.
Can I have a nickel, Ebenezer?
Nope, you can't have a nickel. You can't have a penny. I'm going to keep it all
What was
here.
it, shillings? There was the shillings they were complaining about back then.
You
right?
hear them shillings in that bag? I'm keeping it all for myself.
But yo, as soon as we cut the commercial there,
Yeah.
we pretty much everybody. You guys couldn't see it. We all high fived. We hugged.
Dude.
We almost laughed and cried.
Dude,
that was
it was epic. I mean, it
Oh,
probably, it's hard to say. Like, I would love to survey people if that was as important to them as it was to us. I think it means more to us because of how, we were talking off camera, how much he meant to us.
Yeah, man.
Brian, you mentioned it. You know what I mean? We were a bunch of derelicts from Runnymede.
We weren't derelict.
Well,
I
was.
I wasn't a derelict.
No, you always kind of had a, but I was a derelict.
Yeah,
No,
borderline.
you weren't either. But
No, borderline derelicts.
Oh,
But
yeah, I was.
it
when
was,
we watched Roland, you were not a derelict.
Yeah.
Right after that.
But the thing that's great, and it's hard. I don't know if people can grasp this 100%, dude. To have him on, just to talk to the guy, it feels so surreal, because of what the inspiration he was at a young age. For
I would
us,
be sitting there with my tackle box, and guys, you can understand, young guys watching, our tackle boxes opened up into a shelf. I would have my blue eagle claw offset hooks sharpening them, watching Roland Martin. They were blue. They were like navy blue.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your first Roland Martin lure, Pete Glusick?
Man, it's hard for me to say, but I feel like what I do want to say is like when I roomed with him that night.
Yeah.
That week at the tournament.
Yep.
It was just like this Ike Live show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing. We sat around. Chuck Economo had his dog Coco, which was a bird dog that sat with us in the living room. Roland was there, and he just told story after story.
Wow.
I was like, I couldn't hardly utter a word. That's but I remember that went on every night. That was pretty awesome stuff. But you know what it was, Mike? I remember now. I remember it was the big giant spinnerbait that he won on the Hudson River with down at West Point. He went down to the dock at West Point where nobody has ever caught a fish since. And and he used that big like that Okeechobee special kind of
giant willow blade.
It was Roland Martin, big bass spinnerbait.
Big bass spinnerbait, Blue Fox.
Blue Fox, that's right.
Blue Fox.
Yep, best. They had them at Best and Kmart.
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember he clobbered him in that tournament, waiting for the tide.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I heard of Roland. That was because I was just getting into it at that point.
Yeah.
The ball bearings on them were horrendous. They rusted quickly.
Oh yeah. It didn't spin. It like made one rotation.
Yeah.
Stop.
You
Is that
pretty
right?
much right out the box,
Yeah.
they were rad. And then, like, when they sat, the ball bearings were not
I had
that great.
one. I threw it in Florida. I was on a Florida vacation trip with Mom, like probably 13, 14 years old, and I caught a gar, like a big gar.
Yeah. Nice.
On a Roland Martin
Nice.
big bass blue fox spinnerbait.
Yeah, you mentioned, it was funny, you mentioned some of the old retailers, Kmart, Best.
Yeah.
It's funny. What was the one, we had Fish and Fur, of course. We had Don Sky's place.
There was one out Pete's Way, right at the old Circle at 70 and 73, the airport Circle.
What was that one, Pete?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there was an old one right there.
Gosh.
Oh, yeah,
By Cooper River.
By Cooper River. That one was bomb. That was
I'm
a good
thinking of
one.
the one on 168. There was like the Fish and Fur. You
Fish
already
and Fur
mentioned
was on
that
Black
stuff.
Horse Pike.
Yeah, it was Dave's Den before that.
Dave's Den before that.
What was the one in Summerdale on the White Horse Pike?
I don't
What?
know.
With
that.
that lady.
Hooks and mules?
No, dude, there was that crazy lady. Remember I told you a story about her telling me about a Sluggo and trying to sell me like 80 bags of Sluggo? Remember I told you? She didn't want to set the hook. She said, oh, wait, I don't know. It was a horrible story.
Speaking of stores, Dave, we want to talk a little bit more about shopping, Christmas, out and about at the mall.
Yes.
And you're actually going to the mall? What is the mall like right now?
So there's a couple things that happened to me at the mall.
Does
So
everybody does everybody have their face in
everyone's
bags?
full-blown COVID fear, right?
COVID fear in the mall.
Certain like stores, you can't have certain numbers of people. And I just start from one side. I park at the Dick's, and I start on the right side, and I think of who I want to get in each store, and I walk along. And I'm not looking at people.
Yeah.
I'm
Edelman's.
I'm minding my business.
Edelman's, that was it.
Courtesy of Kurt Duder.
A couple times I'd start to just walk into stores and be told, hey, there's a line. And I realize, like, there's, like, 30 people waiting to get in the store.
Yeah.
But they're parked on, like, the mezzanine side of it, where, like, you can look over the mezzanine to people down to.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I get into Spencer's finally after Spencer's. So, for those of you who don't know Spencer's was a store when we were kids that sold, like, I don't know, it sold, like, fluorescent lights and Ozzy Osbourne pictures.
Rock
that were
posters,
translucent,
rock
of him
tees.
biting the bat head off, and the blood was like translucent. Like Pink Floyd would have
rock
the,
tees,
for
a lot
the
of
drug
rock
addicts
stuff.
that would smoke and look at the pictures in the dark light.
Yeah. Yeah. Brian's bedroom on in
I
Runnymede.
wasn't going to take an opportunity to take a cheap
the
shot
black
at
lights.
Brian, but he did.
Okay.
He had black light everywhere and all of his drugger paraphernalia.
How dare you?
Anyway,
white powdery substance on the
it's
floor.
different.
No,
now.
never. Don't even
not
ever
white
say
powder.
that.
No, not white powder.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Okay.
green
together.
vegetation.
All right, green vegetation. All right.
So I go into Spencer's and I'm going to get a funny T-shirt for somebody. And the left side, if you picture a rectangle, the left side walking in is funny T-shirts. You get more towards the back, it's where now they can put pothead stuff because pot's legal in New Jersey, so they have all the different things for that. Then you get around to the right corner, and I wandered over that way by accident. And I'm looking for funny T-shirts now, mind you. I'm a 49-year-old guy.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
A month
Thank
ago.
you.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
trying to find a T-shirt for somebody funny. They have an adult toy section in there now.
Oh, boy.
In Spencer's,
Yes.
in the mall.
Yeah.
So
and
they have a sex toy section in Spencer's.
It's as big as, like, everyone's half a kitchen. Like, it's big.
Wow.
There's a big
Everyone's
section
half a
of
kitchen.
it.
Wow.
So there happens to be a young woman there. Now, you and I are both fathers of daughters.
Yes.
We both have them at the same
Yeah.
age. Okay,
Yeah.
we really do.
Yeah.
This young girl that was over there, I don't know if she was between 15 and 18.
Oh, Jesus.
But I find myself like she's in that section now.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh my God, like what could she, why is she over there? And I find myself like not in a perv way, but in like a dad way. No, but in a dad way of like
What you wanted to know?
why is she there?
Is she buying for herself? Is she buying for a
Come
present?
on.
No, but like I'm like curious from a socio
Right.
standpoint, like I don't know,
Yeah.
like experiment, like why? So I like get past. I don't want to be the guy watching because I'm
Yeah.
the oldest guy in there. Everyone
Yeah.
in there is 20. I'm
Yeah.
like 50.
Back
So
to
you're already
Stop
a perv.
rubbing your face. This is dad
You're already a
stuff here.
perv.
This
Yeah.
is scary as hell.
No,
dude.
it's not. It's
Oh,
not
my
going to
God.
get much beyond this. Stop with that. All right?
I'm very nervous.
Because you'd be there next to her like, excuse me, I'm looking at that one. All right, you rat.
I would never bring it up on this show.
No, but it's not.
But go ahead.
It's nothing bad.
All
What
right.
am I saying?
Carry on. I'm just
they have a
nervous.
section there.
Becky.
So I find myself like circling back, like what, like at this age,
Yeah.
by 30, like you're gonna like how I didn't even know at that age they bought that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
she wasn't in like she wasn't in like the I don't know. It was just bizarre, man. I was just things have progressed so much since we were
That's
that
true.
age.
Well, they have.
There was no availability of that when we were 15, 16, or 18, or whatever it was, man.
Let me put this in context, and then we'll move on, Brian. 'Cause I know you're horrified, but
I don't know why though.
But when I
the one
was
that buys that stuff.
dude, when I was that age, let's put it like at like 13, 14, 15. And I was in like I remember going to the mall. You got to remember if you're watching a lot of different parts of the country in the 80s, the mall was a big deal. The mall was a big deal.
It was the internet.
Dude, the mall was the
internet.
mall was a social scene.
Yeah.
You went to the mall to pick up chicks, to hang out, to see your buddies, to eat. Like you would drive to the mall. Like eventually, when you got your license, you would cruise the mall.
That's right, we did.
You know,
Girls
so
would be out front being
Oh,
seen,
yeah.
and we would be trying to be seen
right,
in our cars.
right. So the mall was a thing. But I can remember being in the mall with Dave Kashkin. Shout out to Dave Kashkin. You want to give me a Dave Kashkin voice, Bri? Give me a Dave Kashkin voice now.
I don't even know what he sounds like anymore. The ghost of
Very,
Dave Kashkin.
very Jersey. No, like a very Jersey, like a.
Hey, Mike, let's go to Deptford Mall. We'll see if there's any girls in there.
Yeah, that's a Dave Kashkin, but it was more high pitched because he was a very small guy back then, very
That
short
was for
guy.
you, Rich.
So I remember being, dude. I remember being in the mall, and I remember being in the mall with Dave Kashkin. We went in Spencer's, and there was this book on farts, like.
The different kind.
Dude, there was this book on farts and like the sounds it made or whatever. Dude, I remember just being in Spencer's like laughing for like dying, like rolling about a fart book. And now they're in there shouting for dildos.
You say that. I was the only person in there laughing. Like, I'm the oldest guy in there by far. All of them are my kids.
Yeah.
All of them are my kids.
Yeah.
And I'm in there, and I'm like, oh, like the T-shirt, like a fucking asshole. And dude, I was that old guy laughing.
Dude, I got
bro.
another real quick, and I know we got to get on the show. I got another Dave Kashkin story.
Oh,
so there
Brian,
was
untuck your wiener.
Listen, there was a fishing store.
I want to do another show after this one.
I know. Hold on a second. There was a fishing store or a sporting goods store in the mall. Was it Herman's? What's the one that carried fishing stuff?
Not Modell's.
It wasn't
no,
Modell's.
It was on the top.
It was on the top?
mezzanine, on the right. If
Yes.
you came from the arcade.
Yes. So they had
Yeah.
sports stuff, but they had a small fishing section. And I remember Dave Kashkin's thing used to be he was like this big klepto. So he would steal shit all the time.
Yeah.
And then one time we were walking around. I didn't even know he copped this shit. And like it wasn't until we
He
got
was
like
tiny, dude. He was a little hobbit.
he was this little guy who was like 4-0, but he would steal shit all the time. So like I didn't even know until we got back. Our moms picked us up, dropped us off. He's like, hey, man, I got you something. Because I was on the fishing back then. He really wasn't. He's like, hey, man, I copped you something. And like all of a sudden, Pete, out of his pants, he pulls 100 count of Rebel ringworms. Watermelon Rebel ringworms. 100 count bag. How the fuck did he get that out of the store, first of all? And then where did he put it?
And I guarantee you, it's still in Mike's garage somewhere.
It might be.
It's probably.
I used to buy my beetle spins from that place. That had the most consistent stock of beetle spin
Woolworth.
of any place we went to.
It wasn't Woolworth.
No, it wasn't
No.
Woolworth.
Woolworth
It was
had
a
fishing
That was from
place.
Bernard B.
Yeah.
Newton Jr.
Yeah. No, it was
I don't
something else.
remember Woolworth.
Wasn't Herman's, was it? Was it Herman's? No, it wasn't Herman's.
That doesn't jump
Can't
out
remember.
at me.
However,
I can't remember.
Dave Kochkin on the Facebook feed would like you to stop talking about this topic.
thank you, Pete.
Dave Kashkin wants to start talking about it. Did he say Dave Hodgkins? All right. You are watching the Ike Live Christmas special. I know we got off on tangent there. And you know, I am Scrooge, and we talked to the ghost of Christmas future. We talked to the legend of the past, and now, Brian, we've got
present.
one more. The present. The present. Specifically, let me put what you have here in the outline. You have the playmaker of Christmas present.
Yes.
Of fishing
Somebody
present.
who's
This is someone that's making plays.
Right
that's
now.
the future
Today.
of the sport, right? The present, right now, not the future, right now. I'm curious who this is, Brian.
Kurt Duder said it was Herman's.
It was Herman's.
That's what he says.
Thank you.
How does a
It was
$300,000
Herman's.
lodge blow air conditioning down on me in friggin'? I don't
have no
why
idea.
is there not heat coming from this?
I don't know.
Freezing.
What? There's a dial over there, thermostat.
But thank you, Kurt, on Herman's.
It was Herman's. I thought it was Herman's.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. So, hold on. Let me count my money again real quick. Bah humbug.
Of course he's sideways. I know
Bah humbug.
Hold
Hold
on.
on, let me count my money again real quick. Bah humbug. All right.
I knew he'd be sideways.
Dude, where'd you get the money pouch?
I don't know. Becky gave it to me. What's it say on it?
Only you would have a little gold pouch.
It's anthropology bag.
Hey, guest, you have to unlock your phone. So take a minute, go into your settings, unlock. Yep.
I unlock it.
Oh, wait a
What do you
minute.
miss?
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Unlock your screen rotation.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not locked.
Oh. There it is. Well,
wait.
There we good now?
That's the money right there. And here we go. Everybody.
Yeah! And that is him, playmaker of the present.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
Oh man, I could not think of a better present ghost of fishing present. You're not a ghost though, Matt. You're real.
Nah, bud, I'm here in the trailer park.
the curtains.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, first things first, dude. Congratulations on a freaking unbelievable season. Unbelievable season. Congratulations on an unbelievable season.
I appreciate it.
Yes. Outstanding.
Dude, this, to a lot of people from afar, I've got a lot of buddies that watch it, and they're like, man, who the hell is this Matt dude? Like, where the hell did he come from? For a lot of people, you came out of nowhere to have this season. But, dude, you've been working at it a little bit. Explain that a little bit. I think people don't realize that you've been hustling at this for a long time. This isn't something that you just picked up yesterday.
Yeah, I started tournament fishing whenever I was 11 with my grandma, and out of a little bass tracker, and basically my whole life has revolved around fishing. I didn't go to my high school graduation because I had a BFL to fish.
Yes.
Yeah. Principal threatened to not give me my diploma, and he's like, 27 years, I've never had a person refuse to come to graduation, I'm like, whatever, dude, I'm not, whatever, I'm not going to be here, bud. I got to be, to me, a BFL was big at the time. But yeah, so become a machinist, a tool and die maker. Man, I probably run through lost a half a dozen jobs because I got fired because of fishing,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Nothing got in the way. A lot of people thought it was stupid, going through all the stuff. But about 3 or 4 years ago, probably 6-7 years ago, I moved a little closer to Kentucky Lake and really honed in on it pretty good.
Yeah.
And man, a couple years ago, the carp came and fishing was getting a little worse, and some tournaments were leaving. Was making some decent money fishing here locally, actually. And dude, I just decided, some money's leaving. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
So started fishing the Bass Nation stuff, the Federation stuff, and started fished the Opens the last 2 years and kind of got where I am today.
Yeah, that's awesome. I got to tell you, a lot of people, like I said, didn't see it coming. I saw it coming. Making a classic is an important thing, but when you won at Okeechobee, that to me, that was when I saw you win that one, and when I saw how you won it, that was the writing on the wall for me. I knew this day would come for you, Matt. I knew that. What does it feel like though? Like this is a big accomplishment. I'm trying to remember. For me, it's been a long time, but I'm trying to remember the year that I fished the Opens back in 1998. And Pete will remember this too because Pete won an Open that same year. Pete won a Lake Martin. It was the year that I ended up third in points that year. I qualified for the elites in 1998. Back then it was the top 150. I'm trying to remember how that feeling felt. I knew I was proud. I knew I was excited. I was full of energy. I was young. I was green. tell me how it feels right now, because I want to remember. I want to remember through you how I felt back then.
Man, it's a pretty fulfilling moment, you know.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. After Lay Lake, you know, I'm trying to figure out the points after the second day, trying to figure it out. And, you know, all my buddies are texting me. My buddy Garrett Rockamore I was staying with, he's, you know, trying to add it up. And dude, I was like, for 2 hours, I was like stressing here because I knew Mark Frazier, for me to get in, you know, didn't need to have the best finish. And finally I called Chris Bowes. I was like, Chris, dude, I'm stressing out. I'm about to have a heart attack. You gotta tell me something. You gonna update the points?
Yeah.
He's like, I got them right here, but don't tell nobody. I'm like, all right, dude. He's like, you're in. I was like, dude, are you sure? He said, I can't do math very good, but I'm pretty sure the computer's telling me you're in.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. That's awesome.
I love the simulated phone to your mouth. That made it even more amazing.
Yeah.
What were you feeling at that moment? What did you do after you got that news?
I give Garrett a big old hug. I was, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I hugged him and, dude, shoot, man, I've been working this for 20-something years trying to get here, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's like you dedicate your life to something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I know a lot of people don't know what that's like, but I've literally dedicated my whole life to fishing and to get here. And I mean, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the name of your buddy who would not let you forget his math was the one that told you made it in?
Oh, Chris Bowes. He's the director for the Open.
Yep. He's the tournament director for the Bass Open.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing that's interesting is it was a double whammy year for you, Matt, too. You know, qualifying for the leads is an ultimate big deal, but making a classic's a pretty fucking big deal too. And this is
number 2.
Yeah, number 2. This is like a second round for you. What does that mean? You have a different mindset now that this is a second classic for you?
Yeah, you know, I think so. To me, making a classic kind of solidified myself in my mind a little bit, maybe. But then I read this article in Bass a week ago that they're, you know, or in the Bass Times, and this dude's like, oh yeah, this dude made the classic one time. He might be a ratchet nobody. May never see him again. So making it twice.
Ratchet.
Well, he didn't say ratchet, but but that's my terms of it. So, but yeah, you know, it feels good to make it a second time. I think I'll be honest with you. It doesn't really bother me what other people think too much, but it's nice to know that I get a little respect now for it, you know?
Yeah.
We had you on Bass U, Matt, and after you won at Cherokee. And it was awesome because you hadn't yet made the elites, you know? And man, I was so thrilled because you in that tournament that you made it, like you had a big day. You needed to have a big day, and you had a huge day that got you in, man. It seemingly came from nowhere.
Yeah.
Take us through that. That's incredible. What an amazing feat, you know, under all that pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that one day kind of it was like my whole year, you know. Had a rough first start to the year, not too bad of finishes, but 50s, 60s. And then, you know, halfway through the day, I had nothing, and I had to scrap, man. It just seems like I've had to do that all year.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, nothing's came easy this year. I've had to scrap and fight for everything, and at 11:45, man, I pulled the plug and went to war with it, and throwing the top order, got 2 bites, saw the pattern, and once I saw the pattern, I kind of thought they might be in trouble, and then I caught that third one, and then I knew, I knew it was going down.
Yeah.
I spit, dude. I was fishing like I fished at home.
Yeah, that's for everybody watching and listening. I don't know if you know if you don't tournament fish.
Yeah.
You don't know how hard it is to do what you did, right? Like, I don't think you realize that. Like, it's the hardest thing because it's not human nature. Like, your human nature is to live and die by what got you there.
Yes.
Dude, Matt, you had them dialed in. You were on them.
Yeah.
You had them dialed in. And you at 11:30, 11:45, you said, fuck this. I got to go.
On day 3.
On day 3.
Yeah.
I got to go. You had no fish. Dude, how hard that is to do that, to let go, to be free, to let go?
That's free, man. That's really free.
Dude, that's the hardest thing in the world to do.
I'm telling you.
I can't even tell you. I watched that tournament, and it's unbelievable how
he
hard
wears
that
a
is
mink
to do.
coat. That's the kind of guy to
Well, I
do
know.
that.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
And this is actually a good segue too with the mink coat. Dude, Matt, the best thing that happened in that tournament, and I gotta relay this live, is I watched that one, and the opens this year were covered live, which is the best thing ever. Shout out to Bass. Bass does a lot of things that are screwed up,
That's
but
right.
they did that right. Shout out to Bass for that. Dude, I watched it, and I was watching it with Becky at the time, and we're watching it, and the camera was on you, and you're finally hooked up on your deep spot. And I'm like, yes. And your rod was doubled over. I'm like, fuck yes. I'm like, come on, Matt, get this fish in the boat. It's a big smallmouth, it's a 4 or 5 pounder. Get this shit in the boat. And you're fighting it. You're fighting. Your rod's doubled over. And I don't know if you're not I don't know if you're mic'd up or they're close enough that we can hear you.
We're mic'd up.
Oh, yeah. And you grab this thing, and it's a striper. And you grabbed it, and you took the hook out of it, and you threw it back in the water, and you're like, fucking striper, or something to that extent. And I was like, I looked at Beck, and Beck looked at me, and we're like, yes. We were like, yes. And the funny thing is, Ronnie Moore, I love Ronnie. Shout out to Ronnie Moore. Ronnie was, dude, Ronnie was apologizing for you. And I'm like, no, don't apologize. I'm like, this is real. Like, this is real. That to me is more important than anything, dude. You were showing your passion. It's part of who you are.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to show your emotions.
It's okay to be imperfect.
Yeah, it's okay to show your emotions. I loved it. I ate it up. Did you get more positive comments about that or negative? Because I loved it.
Yeah. It broke up there just a second, Mike. What did you say?
Did you get more positive comments about that or negative? Because I loved it. I thought it was a moment.
I got all positive.
Good.
All positive, dude. Everybody.
Yeah.
I got, dude, whenever I tell you this, I got 100 messages probably saying, man, it was awesome to see you making Ronnie Moore apologize.
You see that, Mike? He figured out something you didn't.
Yeah.
You should have been Mike from the trailer park in New Jersey.
I should have.
And you would have got
I probably should have.
You'd have a million more
followers,
dude.
I know. I should have. Well, that honestly, Matt, this is remember this, because one of the most important things in branding as your career advances, be who you are, because you've got a great brand, because your brand is who you are, right?
Yeah.
Brands that are made up never work. Brands that are true to who you are always succeed, and you've got a great brand. I know everything I look is honest. Every time I look at you, it's honest. Who you are, your background, who you developed as an angler. It's who you are. And don't ever run from that, man. I applaud you for that. Be yourself. That's such a good thing. Too many people nowadays don't do that. So very, very, very happy for you. For doing
Mike, I want to go back to the Roland Martin interview.
Yeah.
Because this topic kind of came up, Matt, and it made me think of you, because I was on the inside. I knew you were coming on. But like Roland said, that he's a showman. And Mike, you're a showman. And Matt, you are too. You've come out of the gate with that.
Yeah.
And I really think that it's gonna help you. And I'm curious, has it helped you yet? You've qualified for the elites. You got a big bill coming. How How are you preparing for that?
Yeah, good question.
Man, it has helped me, be honest with you. And, just because I'm myself, I think some people already knew who I was before, and it's definitely helping. Shout out, I guess I can say it. I signed with a company called Pro Edge, and it's been very beneficial. And
Oh, yeah, I'm a subcontractor of that company.
yeah. But yeah, dude, the bills are getting taken care of slowly but surely.
Yes, it's awesome.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
So can I add to something, like, for people that are wondering, right? Like, when I realized I was going to meet you before, I wondered what the coat was going to smell like when I was around you. And I had two things that I was overwhelmingly convinced it was going to smell like. Number one was like a super smell of lilac, like old lady at the funeral with lilac.
Yeah?
Or I thought it was going to be like tuna and mothballs in the closet.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Pleasantly,
Yeah,
it's neutral. You don't even smell the fur coat.
It's neutral.
Nah,
You don't
bud.
even know he's there with it unless
Right.
you look at it.
Right.
It's like a ninja fur
Hey,
coat.
I got a special place in the trailer. I keep it so don't nothing happen to it,
You do a good job with preservation.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let me remind everybody, if you're watching and listening right now, if you've got a question or comment for Matt, please hit us up on the IM. If you're watching over on Facebook, hit us up on our social feed at Ike Live Show. Riz, what do we got coming through? I know we got some good ones. What do we got coming through from Matt?
Yeah. I lost the person's name. I'll find that here in a second.
Call him Ron.
Yeah.
Ronnie Moore.
Ron on the message board wants to know, what event are you looking forward to most on the elite schedule?
Good question.
Now that you qualified.
Find his name because he just won a Mr. Tackle Box.
We don't know more.
Yeah, right there.
All right.
This one right there.
Man, I'm actually looking forward to Fort Loudon Teleco. A lot of people, I know a lot of people keep thinking, oh man, Pickwick offshore, Gunnersville offshore. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to that. But man, like I grew up river fishing a lot, and it showed at Neely Henry, showed it a little bit at Lay Lake.
Yeah.
And man, I'm looking for it. Like I had some misfortune at during the last classic, and we're gonna make sure we make up for that this time, buddy.
That'll be a good one.
I got my. Yeah.
I like it. I like that one. I looked at the schedule. I liked them all except maybe like one or two. Like
What didn't you like?
Well, Sabine River. I mean, I know why they're going to Sabine for the money, and I get that. But I don't know that I would have put Sabine on a schedule with all the. The thing about Sabine is it's getting better, but when you have all those issues with locked gates, you can't go here, this canal. I never liked any of that shit. So. If I was in charge of that would never even be on my radar. So I don't love that one. I don't love going back to the same places year after year.
Holler.
But Knoxville I like. I like that because it's still for the national tournament scene. It's still like more of an undiscovered place.
That's one of the areas I'm looking to defect to.
It's a great area. If you're a fisherman, great area of the country. You're in a hotbed of fishing.
Yeah. I sent Luke Duncan a text. I asked him to coach me up on Tennessee. He didn't respond yet. He's too big shot. He big time me. He didn't respond.
Luke's big timing you.
Yeah, he did. He big shot at me.
Big time. Riz, what else we got coming
who's
through?
the guy, Riz? Who's the guy that's getting this?
New York Chris.
New York Chris wins everything.
Shocking. That
we
vulture,
love you, New York Chris.
That vulture.
New York Chris hasn't won, I don't think, in like a year because you scolded him, Dave.
New York Chris.
Remind me. Before we leave tonight, we're going to juice up them boxes. We're going to have some fun.
New York Chris's?
Everyone's.
Oh, all right.
Everyone.
He always wins. He should get something extra.
Yeah.
Cole.
Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams is watching this show for the first time tonight, and he says, "I'll never miss another."
Yeah.
Who was this?
Loving him some Mike Live.
Good.
Nice.
Thanks for watching.
There's a good chance we'll never have Roland Martin again, so you might want to rethink that statement.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Riz, did you have another one coming through from Matt?
Yeah. Finish him. I guess that. There's like all kinds of like symbols in this name or whatever, but it says what pro did you look up to most in your fishing career, man?
Oh,
Dude, whenever I was growing up, there was only one, Jimmy Houston.
Right
yes,
on, dude.
yes.
That was it. I kissed the fish and everything. So, I got to tell you, I look up to a new one nowadays after about a week ago. Y'all know Alex Davis?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Al, buddy. I saw a picture of him whenever he was 16 running with Hank Jr., Hank 3, whenever he was 16, little gangster boy, running, 15 years ago with the man. I was like, me and him's cut from the same cloth. I love that guy.
Are we talking about Hank Williams, or what are we talking about here?
His son, Junior's son.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Hank Williams, Hank 3.
Finish him. Send your information to Riz with the AKA finish him, saying who's he are with your stupid name.
All right, Matt. Remember, this is Ike Live. You have to answer these questions honestly. You can't. You can't lie.
You might not want that.
Oh, come on. You can't lie. And here's the other thing, too. Let me preface this by saying you can't lie, and you 100% know that upper management from Bass is watching the show tonight, because they always do.
Oh, yeah,
we love
no
you guys
doubt.
from Bass watching tonight. Give me one thing you're really, really looking forward to about the Elites. Give me one thing you're not looking forward to about the Elites.
Oh, man. I'm looking forward to winning one of them blue trophies.
Hell
yeah!
Woo! Yeah. We're gonna get one of them things.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't looking forward to going to that damn Sabine River.
That's your fault, Mike.
No, I guarantee you I get disqualified in that damn thing. I'm telling you. Can't go on Louisiana water or something. I'm doomed, bud.
Go.
Pete just
Read the
blamed that
rules.
on
Do
you,
it.
Mike. Why would Pete blame that on you?
I blamed it on me because I just brought it up. So I
You just
deferred
trashed
it to Matt.
Pete, is
somehow.
that why you did it?
No, dude. That's the truth. That was before Mike.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one because it's, like when you're, Pete, when you're in the bayou, everything looks the same, right? Like a canal to the left looks like a canal to the right. Like sometimes they're not gated.
What did we learn tonight?
To
Read
stay
the
Sabine
rules.
River sucks.
Stay out of the Sabine.
Roland Martin said he studied the rules.
Yeah.
He studied them.
Yes.
He went through them with a fine-tooth comb
Right.
to figure out what he could and couldn't do. In the
Right.
areas that there was no rules,
Right.
boom, he won the tournament.
Right.
Well, I got to tell you something. I didn't see no rule in there that said I couldn't tear some gates down.
Yeah, but Pete, you got to understand, Roland Martin treated the tournament director like Mr. Mixelplex. He tricked him every time. Like there wasn't any.
Mr. Mixelplex.
No one knows what that even means.
I don't know who Mr. Mixelplex is, but it's a good strategy. Find a way. There's especially in a place like that. I wonder if there's some gray areas that you could slip into. Like you said, there's probably not a rule about cutting a gate down. Of course, I wouldn't advise it.
Coming from the guy to
Right.
8-inch fish.
It's exciting, to think about some opportunities that way. It's like whoever cheats the best wins. Isn't that the NASCAR?
Yeah.
What's this, Evil Pete?
Evil Pete's coming out on the Christmas
What
special.
happened, dude? That happens after hours when the cameras aren't on. Clark Kent don't reveal himself.
I'll hire you to take some gates down on there out there on the Sabine for me, bud.
I'd love to visit South Texas. That gives me a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I think the Elite schedule was decent. I think the move to Fox was a good thing, right? Fox Sports, I think, is a good thing, right? Live coverage is a good thing. What a great way to build a brand, to have that live coverage. I think that's a good thing. Are there any big negatives in fishing the Elite Trail, Matt, versus some of the other circuits? This stage of your career, you could have shot for FLW. You could have shot for MLF. You could have shot for the new LMFAO, Party Rock is in the House Tonight organization.
NPFL.
NPFL. But you chose Bass. it was that was that always your goal, or was it just where you sort of ended up?
Man, in 2018, I tried to get an FLW tour and it didn't work, but I didn't get in. But I will say that the bass has been the goal the whole time. To qualify for the elites.
Something about it. It's got an allure. It's
Yeah.
got a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to me, the MLF stuff, it looks good. I mean, and the national professional, they got a new league coming out. But man, to me, I think I grew up about I'm gonna say not too long after you, and throughout your whole life, bass is the staple.
Yeah.
No one dreams of holding up any other trophy
we wanna
than
do.
the Bassmaster Classic trophy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, the Classic and AOY are still
AOY.
the jewels of
And
the
it's just
sport.
a blue trophy in general.
Yeah.
Like those blue trophies are so fucking badass. Like it's
a
like
jewel. Yeah.
It's heavy. It's well made. Like
And there's not one in sight in the studio here.
No. Now there's an AOY trophy right there.
That's pretty badass.
You don't have a blue one?
No, I've got two blue ones.
They're in the office. They're in the
They're
office.
in my home office.
Why'd Brian have to make it sound like you don't got none?
No, because if I had them out here, somebody would walk off with them motherfuckers. They'd be on eBay.
Who's the only one that walks off with anything?
How dare you?
Come on, Sticky Fingers.
Oh, Sticky Fingers what? a fucking crankbait?
It's already in your pocket.
All right, speaking of sticky fingers, Matt, have you ever
I'll work
stole
my ass
any
off,
fishing
you
equipment in
dirty
your
bastard.
life?
Son of a bitch.
Am I stole anything?
Have you ever stole any fishing equipment in your life?
Do you need a guy to drive a truck for you or some shit? I got a Pollock to send your way. Anybody need a Pollock?
Bothered him.
Well, it did.
Yeah.
It bothered him bad.
Racial on me.
He did get racial.
Slurred me.
I'm sorry, Matt. Your show, buddy. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I've taken some stuff from my buddy Wendell, my fishing partner.
We're not talking about wives.
He's done it to me. Yeah.
That's awesome. I've stole some wiggle warts in my time.
Did you?
Original
Oh,
wiggle warts?
have ya?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Matt, your audio just dipped.
You clipped somebody's
Did it?
wiggle warts?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Why?
Oh, I think I stole them from Ish. He doesn't mind. He
Yeah,
had
he
a whole
has a
bunch.
lot.
Oh, yeah. And he never throws them.
Nah, steal from him then.
Yeah, we'll steal from Ish. He has a whole box of warts. He never even throws wiggle warts. He only flips and frogs. He doesn't even throw wiggle warts.
Matt, you drinking tonight? Where's your drink at?
Yeah, bud. I got me some tin cup.
Yeah.
And, I followed up with some eggnog, boys.
Oh! Whiskey and eggnog, Dave.
Yeah. Shout out to Luke Foley and Tin Cup.
Let's say we
You
do
know?
a drink.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah, let's do it.
Where do you live at, dude?
Toast,
Because
dude.
I'm looking to leave New Jersey.
Yep,
I'm
take
looking
'em.
for a good neighbor. Where do you live?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky, on the north end of Kentucky Lake. Hey, bud, you can get a trailer here for about $10,000.
Ooh.
So,
Nah, your governor's
Yeah.
compromised. I'm not moving there.
oh no, I'm the mayor, bud. Yeah, it's all for him. He has no jurisdiction here.
Tennessee's where I'm leaning. I'm leaning towards
Tennessee's
Tennessee.
a good central location. That's a good central location.
Yeah.
Matt, give us a give us an update on Kentucky Lake real quick. I know a lot of our viewers and fans watching, listening, love Kentucky Lake. Everybody knows about the Asian carp situation. It's been in a little bit of a dip. Give us an update on what's going on in the lake right now.
Dude, it's making a comeback. A lot of 14, 15-inch fish in the lake. Not seeing as many carp, and there's a lot of bait. It's actually fishing really good right now. Not monster weights, but it's taking 17 to 19 pounds to win with a lot of, this past weekend there was quite a few, 16, 15-pound bags. So, man, it's coming back. I think you give it 30 years and you'll see it back like it was.
30. What's the weather like right now down there?
30. Oh, man, today it's like highs in the mid-40s, maybe next couple of days around 50 with low in the 30s.
It's better than us.
Way better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude, I wouldn't live up where y'all are at. Mm-mm.
It's pretty shitty. It's pretty.
We
shitty
got
up
plenty
here.
of trailer parks up here, man.
We do.
Yeah.
Yep. We got them.
Yeah.
Play-
We got
right
a
at home.
spot for you, Matt,
Places
right,
got
up,
'em.
right along the Northeast River, Charlestown.
Stocked.
Got him.
I've been wanting to come up there, but Brian won't let me.
Dude, I
Come
got
on,
a place for
man.
you.
Let's
Indianapolis.
go. Next
Sassafras.
summer, flats.
Yeah, come up in the spring or the summer with Brian.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I've been accused of white powder and stealing. But
No,
go ahead.
not at all.
You're up.
No, if you want to have a good, Brian will show you a good time up here
That's
in the
ridiculous.
summer because the
Yeah.
Sass is out. That whole river is fun when the grass is up, and he'll show you a good
Yeah.
time.
That's true.
And you will have a 33.3% chance of
Here it comes.
serious bodily injury in any way, shape, or
I
form.
promise you.
He almost drowned Brett Milken in his boat.
Brett Milken.
Yeah.
Brett
Milken.
Brett.
What's his name? Brett
Milken.
Billiken, right?
Yeah, Brett
He
Billiken.
almost killed a YouTube
Yeah.
star. Drowned him in 30-degree water.
These are my friends. These are the guys I call friends.
Yeah, but I'm thinking
Brett
about not
Billiken.
coming up now.
Listen,
If you weren't born in New Jersey, thank
you will
Thank
have
your mama.
you will have a 100% chance of survival with your background with Brian. You'll have a good time. Come up here in the summer with him on that river at his campground. You'll have a great time, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. I'll show you a good time.
I think I'm going to come up during the northern swing. I think I might spend a few days after that. I'm going to swing down by Jersey and hang out there for a
Come
few
hang
days.
out with us,
You will
man.
remember
You're absolutely going to do it.
Yeah,
Remember
we
like
would
that-
love to have you.
That
we would love to have
iconic
you.
scene of like Kevin Costner with Dances with Wolves dancing around the fire in his Civil War
can
uniform.
do that.
Brian will do something like that. And he's got a Confederate hat. He'll absolutely dance around the fire for you.
I'll even braid my hair and put a feather in it like he did.
He will, dude. Oh, dude. Yeah, he took it beyond that. He had at one point, he had his hair wrapped in rubber bands, like 400 of them, and the ends were bleached.
Oh yeah,
They were
that
bleached.
was Tina days. That was
No,
the
it was
Tina
beyond
days.
Tina.
Yeah, it was.
Tina was gone.
No,
dude, Tina was gone.
I thought that was the Tina.
No, that
days.
was like Sanctuary days, and that was
Oh,
very
was it?
popular. No, he pulled tens with that fucking thing
I
on
don't
his
know
head,
about
dude. That nines. He pulled
Tens.
New Jersey nines, which will smash
New
most,
Jersey nines,
and they will smash most broads throughout the country.
I don't know, dude. You get down south.
Dude, but they're not going for that hair.
Point being, it was definitely after.
Yeah. Matt, you
How
got
many
Matt,
drinks did...
you got beard tub girls down there?
Oh, yeah, bud.
Oh yeah.
All kinds of them.
Oh yeah,
Love
beard
that.
tub girls
Yeah.
are the best.
What happened to Pete?
Is he alive?
Pete's a beard tub girl.
Rich,
now.
what happened to Pete?
I don't know. He bailed. He's out.
Yeah, where'd Pete go?
Senko.
Pete had a Senko to flip.
Pete had a Senko to go flip. Had to get that Senko into Matt somehow.
Organizing Senkos.
Just trying to figure out how to get it down into the mat.
I got it, Pete.
Matt, give me your. You've got Christmas 5 days away. What do you got planned for the holidays, New Year's? What do you got going on? This is like it's already probably. I can't think of a better Christmas gift than the Classic and the Elites. But what do you got going on during the holidays?
I'm going to get my son on Christmas Eve and have him for about 10 days.
Wow.
Hadn't got to see him as much because of the COVID, so excited about that. Going to take him hunting and whatnot. Youth rifle season for deer. He hates fishing, so so we're going to do some hunting. And after that, going to make a little trip to South Carolina, and then I'm going to shoot down just for a couple days and go to the Berkeley and Abu plant, and then I'm going to shoot down to Florida for a few days.
Nice.
Do a
Hey,
little
Matt.
fishing.
Nice.
These guys were clapping. When was the last time you saw your boy?
Oh, dude, I'll be honest with you. This is like, I don't want this to sound horrible, but per the situation with the coronavirus and stuff, and
That's going to be awesome for you, dude. You got him for 10 days?
yeah,
That's got to be
it's
exciting.
been a
man.
while. It was this summer. It was probably 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, it's got to be exciting to see him.
Oh yeah.
Now
Yeah,
I heard you say
Tom-
something, Matt. Real quick, I want to ask. You're going to do these little scout trips going on. Are you a proponent of pre-fishing of scouting periods, or do you like to just show up and fish the moment 100%?
So I went down to Ray Roberts last couple of days looking around, and I kind of looked around a little bit, stayed 2 days, and I was like, fuck this. I'm going home. You know, I called the trip short. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to go down to that new Headwaters Lake with a buddy for a couple of days.
Nice.
Maybe Keenanville.
Yeah.
And Bud Cipoletti and maybe do a little filming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah.
Why is that familiar? Why is Cipoletti familiar?
Oh,
He was here.
Oh, the Featherwick guy.
He's got in that same
Bud sat right there. We hung out with him.
Got it.
He was here. You were here.
Bud was actually rolling.
I got it.
Bud was rolling.
No, I got it. I know who you are.
Not only that, Bud bailed on New York and all their bullshit, moved to Florida.
Yeah.
Like that.
Dude,
like,
what a
we
good
had an
move.
October show. Bud lived in New York.
What
right
a
now,
good move.
Bud lives in
What
Florida.
a good move.
Yeah.
And he's one canal away from Roland Martin.
Boss move.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Gonna go down and see him for a couple of days. Yeah.
Dude, he called me yesterday. So Bud calls me yesterday. He's like, dude, I got to tell you something. You know, he's like, the Amazon guy pulled down my driveway, and you know, and Bud had his boat in the driveway, and he's like, oh, you bass fish, yeah, blah blah blah. He's like, yeah, Roland Martin's right around the corner. You know, like he lives the next canal over. Bud called me to tell me this. I'm like, oh, dude, that's crazy. I was like, guess who I talked to today? Roland Martin. He's like, dude, that's crazy. I said, what time did that Amazon guy come by your place? He's like, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll dial back, look at my phone. Roland took my call at 12:47. I sent it to Bud. It was like, I don't know.
Wow.
Yep. Go ahead, Dave. Say something.
Freaky.
Damn.
Freaky.
Congratulations. I don't know. What do you want me to? I'm like a
I don't know. Just bust my balls and
Nah.
say some stupid shit.
It'll take a few conversations before I can think of something.
But
no, good
Fair
for
enough.
you, Brian.
Matt,
you know,
we got to hear about a fish falling into your cup holder.
I heard about this.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a damn train wreck. Fuck. Yeah, so I was the second day. I was having a little bit of a rough day, and I run up the river, and I meant to grab a crappie jig and a bobber, and I didn't. So I had this real little like Popeye jig, hair jig,
Right.
and I pull up there this rock out in the water where the current's smashing it, and I flick it up there, and I catch 5 in a row. Well, I had one in a live well. So I go to start culling them. I grab one, and I throw it in the floor, you know, go in there to get another one, and I set it on the step there. And, well, I probably should have started at before, but I lost my cup holder, okay, last winter. Never replaced it. Well, I turned around, stuck my arm back in the live well, and my co-angler, he's like, hey, dude, that fish just went in that hole. I was like, no, it didn't. And I jerked around, and I'm like,
oh, my
you got to
God.
be shitting me. It went in the damn hole of the boat where the gas tank is. So I ran my arm up in this damn hole. I mean, I'm not just elbow deep like this. I'm like shoulder deep up in this thing. And I'm feeling around, can't find it. I'm like, son of a bitch, what am I going to do?
You're stuck with them, dude.
So I grabbed my screwdriver in the floor, and it's a multi-tool screwdriver. Swap the head out from a flat head to a Phillips. Open that middle compartment seat, or the middle compartment. Start taking screws out so I can pull that whole tub out. So I get them out, pull the tub out, and I'm reaching. Dude, I'm like up to here, reaching up in the hole in the gas over the gas tank and everything. I cannot find this damn thing. Like, it's a pound bigger than the fish in the floor. Okay, I'm like, I mean, this was like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm kind of panicking, you know, and finally it flopped again. And buddy, it was back up there past the, you know, to the right and by the passenger compartment. And I'm up to here, and I reach back there and I feel it, and I grab it by the tail and scoot it a little bit, and then I get a hold of it.
Scoot.
And I pulled it out, and it was kind of dirty, so I like death gripped that sucker and rinsed it off in the lake, you know, real good. And threw it back in the live well, dude. I've stuck my knee over the hole, so I wouldn't have to worry about that happening again, and just kept on culling.
Did the fish make it?
Oh yeah,
That's
good,
awesome,
bud.
dude.
Yeah, I didn't have to do no No, mouth to mouth. It was rolling.
It's like the Al Capone of fish, man. That's some bitch.
Fish are more hardy than you'd think, man. They're
Yeah.
pretty hardy.
Oh yeah, they are.
You know
Yeah,
what I
they'll
mean?
go through a lot, man.
Dude, I went trout fishing with Vegas today. I threw a trout in a Ziploc bag. I threw some snow in the bag. I zipped the bag up. The motherfucker was still alive like 20 minutes later, dude.
Really? No shit. Hey, dude, we filleted a big-ass catfish, about a 40, 50-pounder one time, and you may think this is bullshit, but I'm telling you, it's the truth. We filleted this son of a bitch, threw it back in the water right there at a fish cleaning station, and the damn thing tried to swim away.
Wow.
Dude, I had the same thing. I caught a giant snakehead, and I was going to bring it home and fillet it. And that thing was in the front of the kayak for hours.
Yeah.
I got back, pulled it out. I'm expecting this thing to be dead. I opened the lid. The thing, like, flipped out.
Oh,
I
dude.
kicked it right back in the water. I'm
They're
like,
vicious.
fuck you, dude.
Oh,
I'm not dealing with
they're
you, man.
vicious, dude.
They're delicious, I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Like
but no,
lobster.
Dude, it was hours, and he flipped out.
Isn't that
and I
crazy?
kicked his ass right back in the
Yeah.
water. I'm like, I ain't dealing with you, dude. I'm not dealing with this.
Crazy.
I tell you what, they can't take a punch though, dude. Just punch them in the head.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've knocked a couple of them.
Glass jaw?
I don't know if I don't agree with that, BTC. I had one of
Dude,
my
punch them then.
Dude, I had a customer catch a snakehead and felt like he had to do the right thing and eliminate the species. So he got after him with a pair of needle nose pliers.
Ooh.
And he started punching them and stabbing them and it was horrible.
It was terrible.
For some reason, I would have liked to have saw that.
And
He's like the Dr. Mengele of guides.
Dude, he's attacking this snake, beautiful snakehead. He's attacking him. He's hitting him with the point of the needle nose and then the handle. And he's punching and kicking and he's dropping elbows. And then finally he's like, that has to be enough. And he throws him. We're close to the bank. He throws him up to the bank, and the fish rolls right back in the water and swims away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hating humans. Wait till they evolve 1,000 years from now, dude.
I don't know. Maybe it's just got to hit harder.
You got the right punch. You got the right punch.
Oh my God!
You got to start giving your customers some of them grip squeezer strength things and maybe some push-ups before they go out there, dude.
Push-ups.
Dude, Dave, he was on him. That fish had no chance to survive.
What are you thinking, Pete? Are you like, man, I should have just stayed mechanical engineering? Like, what am I doing? As you're watching this guy trying to beat him unconscious with the skinny end of a needle nose plier.
I really did feel like I had picked the wrong profession.
I immediately went back to drawing up dams and hydro fucking shit.
I could be straightening my tie in a corporate meeting right now.
Yeah.
But right now we're trying to execute a snakehead.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, choking him with a noodle.
It's awesome. Matt, I want you to. I don't want you to give it away because I know a little inside track on this. So I don't want you to give it away, but I want you to tease it a little bit. Understand there may be a little /TV video content project you're working on.
What do we got?
With a couple other well-known anglers. Do you want to just tease it? You don't have to go into detail, but just give our listeners and viewers just a little tease about what you're working on.
Yeah. So me and two other long-haired goofy fellas are gonna have a little something coming out this coming summer, fall time. It's gonna be an adventure. We're gonna unveil it New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yes.
New Year's Eve. So keep an eye out. It's coming out. You're going to get to see exactly what it is.
How many other long-haired fellas are we talking about? Just
two, bud.
Two.
Can we guess
One
at
of
them?
them-
Yes.
Yeah, guess, bud.
Pete, you want to take
Seth
a guess?
Fighter.
You may or may not be right.
It's a pretty good guess.
It's going to be like when Bill and Ted go fishing.
Pretty much. Except
This
for
is
Bill and Ted
another
Fish.
another elite angler.
Nah, probably not, bud. He's a wild man, though. He's a wild man.
Well, has he been on Ike Live show before?
I don't know if he has been or not.
Come on.
Of course, yeah, he has. Come on, Pete. This is like a layup.
Come on, bud. You ought to know it.
This is like an uncontested slam dunk.
Come on, Rich. Who is he then?
This is like a freaking. Yeah, it's just too easy, man.
Well, I can tell you this: digital content right now, today's age is what everybody wants, what everybody needs. If you get 3 guys together that are just out, just themselves, just putting it out there, it's going to be a good show. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see some of it, Matt. I'm excited. I haven't seen any of it yet. I cannot wait to see some of the content. I'm very, very excited. Very excited.
Dude, we are too. Like, and I told them, I was like, I asked them if they was for sure about doing this because, dude, every time us three get together, it's the biggest bunch of shit happens. I don't know how. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Matt, I need to see the resurfacing of the video where Seth's glasses went down in the lake.
Oh, yeah.
And you went on a straight up rescue mission, but in your initial plunge into the water, you came with inches of knocking your head off on the side of whoever's boat you were on.
Oh, yeah, I slipped my ass off, bud. I thought I was going to gracefully go in, and damn, I didn't realize the side of the boat was that slick. I ain't cleaned that thing in forever. It should have been that slick. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's a Riz thing, man. Riz, like, instantly, man. Something goes in the water, he's in after it.
Scuba Riz.
They really didn't think I could get them. I told them, I said, I guarantee you I'll find them 7 foot deep. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I used to could swim real good, and I told them I was a swimmer, and my ass kept floating me up pretty good. So I didn't have, I wasn't used to that, but we got them back, bud. About 3 dives.
Did you swim competitively?
No, not really.
Well, usually when people say they're a good swimmer, it's because they swim competitively. They're not treading water in the YMCA, you know.
So I swam out in the Green River some, little river back home.
Right,
yeah, that was about it.
With a Bowie knife between your teeth, right?
Yeah. Steph said I was more like a topwater, but whatever.
Gotcha.
Matt, any plans? What are your rooming plans for 2021? Traveling the elites? Do you have rooming plans with other anglers? Doing Airbnbs? Living in the back of your truck? Submarine? What do you got going on?
I guess I'm gonna roll with my boy Seth and them. Hopefully he'll talk Gussie into getting an extra bed. If not, I'll be sleeping on the damn floor. But,
air mattress time.
Yeah, bud. Yeah, hopefully.
It's good.
We talked about it, so I think I'm gonna roll with them guys.
Nice.
Get the double-decker air mattress. Don't go for the chintzy one that's only 1 layer off the ground. Get the one that's like 18 inches off the ground. And get the double-decker one.
Oh yeah, I already got one, bud.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to tell you.
Oh man. Let me remind everybody you're watching the Ike Live Christmas special. You got a question or comment for Matt? This is your last chance. Put it through. Riz, what do we got?
Well, we got a lot.
It's the last one, Riz. Pick a good one. It's the last loose box.
Give me a second here to really find a juicy one.
Find a good one.
Yeah,
we're scrapping these MTV boxes up.
We're blowing them out.
We're blowing them out. Yeah, and we're adding stuff,
and
too.
then we still got to give the banger.
So
yeah, what is the grand prize tonight, bro?
Yes, so the grand prize is we're going to ask people if they were paying attention to tonight's show.
Okay.
There was something that was said.
Oh.
And we're going to ask that question shortly.
Okay.
About something that was said
All
tonight
right,
by
so-
one of our key guests.
All right.
Whether it was the past, present, or future.
Okay.
And that's what will win that
Wow.
whole pile
It's
of
amazing.
stuff over there.
It's a giant pile. All right, so listen, if you're watching right now, and I know you're looking at your watch, if you're on the East Coast, you're saying it's 11:30, I'm getting tired, I'm on my 5th, 7th, 8th, 10th cocktail, I need to go to bed. Hang in there, because we're still going to give this thing away. So
Let
hang
me
in
tell
there
you
with
something.
us.
Your wives that settled for you are not going to buy you half the stuff that's sitting on that table. All right?
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt.
And so the announcement that Matt's going to make about the thing that he won't tell us about tonight, that announcement's going to happen, I believe, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong here.
Click, click.
It's a New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Are you
Yeah,
already
it's
plugged
going
in?
to be New Year's Eve, probably around noon on New Year's Eve, and then we're having a Zoom party on the Straycast Facebook page on New Year's, 7 p.m. Me and then 2 other long-haired hippies are gonna, dude, we're gonna have special guests in. We're even gonna let fans come on.
Ooh.
So some people in there, we're gonna give them, randomly pick a few people, come hang out with us, come party with us, man. It's New Year's. We're gonna have a good time. We'll talk about the new thing coming up next year that we all got going. So be sure to tune in.
What's this, on Straycast, you said?
Yeah, on the Straycast Facebook page.
All right.
Yep.
I might watch that.
New Year's Eve. You're actually on it.
Oh.
Well,
If you're
everybody's invited, but Brian.
No, come on, dude. I'm like the executive producer of Straycast. You don't even know.
All right, here's I gotta go. Here's a good one that just came through social media feed over on Instagram. This comes from Ed Sekula. Write this down, Ed Sekula, for this MTB box. And Ed wants to know, Matt, what was the turning point in your branding for the Autumn term?
Man, really just winning derbs, dude.
Derbs.
Yeah, winning some derbs at the local level. Really, the class. I'm gonna have to say the classic. Wearing the hat at the classic. Man, people saw it and they loved it. And they wanted it. They wanted the Autumn hats and dude, it kind of like it was weird because I've never imagined having a nickname. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't think hardly anybody knows my real name. Like they just call me Autumn. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So like people's like Autumn, don't have a clue who I am. Really.
You know what? You look at your first name, would be like Kent or something like that. You know,
Kent?
he's like a Kent.
Yeah.
From Kentucky?
Yeah, Kent.
Kentucky?
No, he's not from Kentucky. He moved to Kentucky.
I look like a Kent. Yeah.
Where are you originally from, Matt? Are you always Kentucky or did you move?
San Diego, California,
What?
boys.
Yeah,
San Diego, SoCal.
Yeah.
It does look like that, though.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
I know what I'm
I
talking
lived there
about.
till I
Relax,
was
dude.
about
Come on.
9.
You come snapping at me tonight.
Autumn.
We're going to talk later.
Yeah.
It's a fight. There's an in-house fight going on right now.
Every show.
That's all right. Riz, did you come across one yet with the last name? Last box?
Sekula.
Yeah.
No, by the way, Matt, who was it why all the bass fishing media ignored you on media day and blew you off because you're the guy that got to the Classic via the team trail?
Yeah.
Who came up to you, bro?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Let me go full screen on you.
Wait. Let's zoom in. Give me a full
All right,
zoom
Matt,
on this one.
so here it goes.
Okay, everybody blew you off,
All
Matt.
right,
Who
Matt.
came to you? Who was it? Go ahead. Come on.
I don't even remember.
Son of a
Jay
bitch.
Kumar?
Damn it.
Yes.
Was it Kumar?
Son of a bitch.
Was it Louis
not
Stout?
Kumar. No.
Was it Wired to Fish?
Absolutely. Them guys won't talk to me. I don't know what to do.
Perhaps Brian the Carpenter stood there with no camera or media mic?
Yeah, he come over and shot the shit with me.
I did, dude. I came over.
Yeah.
I did. I said, my man, I don't know what's going on. I really like what you're doing.
Matt, I'm not saying this in I don't want to be derogatory in any way in this, but
Derogatory.
let me think of the right way to say this. Bottom of the barrel, hardcore fishermen can very much figure each other out. You know what I mean? Like
street fisherman.
Street. I don't even want to say
Mike.
street.
He's
I would
street.
just say
Street, dude.
Yeah, street might be a word, but
Street.
like just we just fish. That's all we did. Like nothing. You know what I mean? Like you can feel that connection right away. There's
the thing was, I could see that what he was doing was like he was going for it.
Yeah.
This is the dude that nobody. It's that guy, the guy that gets ignored. And we have a buddy, Bob Soley, who's qualified for the Classic twice through the Federation.
Yeah.
And Bob talks about like going to the Classic and getting ignored.
Oh yeah.
And he did not like the experience of just like being there and being treated like a stepchild.
Yeah.
And then I see Matt, he goes there and I know what he's going through because he's a stepchild.
Yeah.
And he just went for it.
Yeah.
He freaking went for it. He was wearing the fur coat. He had the freaking cane and the scepter. I'm like, dude, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. You got balls and I like
and
it.
And
then
he
backs
backed
it up.
that shit up with a win.
Yeah.
Another classic qualification.
Fucking A right.
That's right. So everybody jumping on his coattails. I was there first, but Matt, it's all you, buddy.
You
I
can do it.
appreciate it, Dave.
That's right.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, like it was. You're right. You are the redheaded stepchild if you're there through the Federation or anything. And man, those guys deserve a lot more respect just for making it to the Classic. I wish somebody from the Federation would win one. I'll be honest with you. So kind of get rid of that stigma.
Yeah, I remember.
I love that about you, Matt, because we were talking about that on Bash U, how important the Federation was and how cool it's the least expensive way. You said this to make it to the Classic.
It's the hardest way, but it's the least expensive way.
Yeah,
it's the hardest way. I it's funny you said that because I remember my first Classic I made through the Federation, and the first day it was on the Louisiana Delta. It was 1999. It was the one that I think Davey ended up winning that one, and I remember the first day I was in the top 5. And that year, this is the craziest thing. That year they had a panel. This is going to sound strange, but if you were in the top 5, when weigh-in was done, you had to get on stage, back on the weigh-in stage, to do a 5-man panel. This is the strangest thing in the world. So it's
actually pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome, but this is what they did in '99. So there were like half the fans in the stadium left, but half of them stayed. So you had a lot of people in the audience, and you had media that conducted that 5-man panel on the Classic stage. And dude, I remember being there, and dude, it was like Davey Height, Denny, it was like all these guys, and it was like me through the Federation. And I was so nervous and freaked out that like I didn't know what else to do except answer honestly. Like I was so freaked out, I was just like, oh my God, I just answer honestly. And I remember somebody, like one of the media guys said to me, like, what, are you nervous? You're up here with, and I was like answering honestly. I was like, nah, man, like I'm worried about the fish. I'm like, I'm worried about the fish. It's like me against the fish. Like that was my point. And dude, I got butchered for that shit.
Because you didn't kiss the boots of them.
Right. I got butchered for years of being cocky and this and that. And I wasn't. I was scared. I was nervous. Dude, I'm sitting next to Denny and fucking Davey Height. I was shitting my pants. And that was my honest answer. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's fucked up that people, do that.
Fake news, bro.
Yeah. It's messed up, And I can relate to that, Matt, because I was there too, Yeah.
Dude, I got hammered on for the fur coat and coming out and doing all that. Like, I came home and people was like embarrassed because I did that, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
My man, dude.
Yeah.
But,
how dare you? How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
I
like it. I'm glad you did it. I freaking love it.
I love it too.
I love
it.
It
Takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of guts to do that, man.
Damn right it did.
Hey, Riz, you got one so I can get rid of this last box I'm holding?
Hey, we got the grand prize, and we got the Facebook Like a Chair, too. So grand prize questions coming up. Rich, Facebook Like a Chair whenever you're ready.
Okay.
And Matt, what else you got, homie? Something?
Well, you want something?
All right, well, while we're at it, I want to give a shout-out to Ryan Lambert for winning the Hobie BOS Championship.
Yes. Ryan Lambert winning the Hobie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a
big
huge
deal.
deal.
That's a big deal, dude.
Huge
That's
deal.
a big
Doesn't
deal.
he win enough?
Dude, he wins a lot.
Dude, in the kayak world, he's the bomb.
Yeah.
He's the bomb.
Yeah,
he's a really good fisherman, and that's a big deal for the kayak world.
Yeah, he's like top 3, 4, 5 names up there.
I find myself clapping for him like Tom Brady, like, yay, you got another one. Wish that was you.
Yeah, nah. He does good with it.
Big win, dude.
Yeah, that was a big win. Let's give this let's give the Facebook like and share away, Riz. What do we got tonight? This is a big 21-pound bag of shit we got here. Good shit.
Bag of good shit. Tonight's Facebook like and share winner is Rick Matthews.
Rick Matthews
on the Facebook.
Congratulations.
On yourself a sweet iGlive gift bag.
I don't have that. Riz is going to have to write the Rick Matthews down.
Yeah, I've been writing all this down, Dave.
No, I know, but I also got him over here.
Between the two of you, none of this is getting done.
Yeah. Nah, I'm going to put him right there. I'm going to walk away from him forever.
I know that.
Miss Janitor Riz has got to deal with it now.
I'm out.
That's it. That's it. I want to, Matt, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I know for a fact we're going to have you on a lot more during the course of 2021.
Big things.
I just know, dude. I know. I don't want to jinx it. I know. I'm not going to say anything more. You're going to have a great year. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't ever be somebody you're not, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I love it. Be honest with yourself. People will recognize that. You're who you are, and that's your brand, and I love that. Congrats on the classic. Congrats on the elite, dude. So happy for you, dude. Yes. So nice when a good guy makes it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like it when the bad guys don't make it. Like, I watch them when the other guys that we don't,
villains.
You know who I'm talking about.
Or just fake.
Yeah, the fake guys.
This
make
guy
it. I
doesn't
like
have-
when the real guys make it.
No, he doesn't have the ability to be fake.
Right.
Which is
I honestly don't. Like, I don't have the ability to be fake. So, I mean, I just need to know how much you get fined for testing on live. don't you?
Whoa!
You're about to find out.
Yeah.
Mike, give the deets.
Well, I mean, whatever you do, don't curse at a dog because the fine goes up dramatically if you curse at a dog.
How much was that fine, Mike?
Here's one of my. Roland's got a lot of, Roland has rules and Roland has a lot of history in bass. But my claim to fame is I'm the most fined angler ever in the history of BASS. Thank you very much.
Wow,
Is that true?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Wow.
Really?
Round of applause.
Thank you.
Dude.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
One out of every 3 third-place finishes are a fine?
In the history of BASS?
History of bass, most fine angler ever.
How about
Thank you.
MLF?
Probably MLF too. Thank you.
Yes!
Thank you. I'm taking
2 for
bow.
2.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You ought to go. Oh, there's no more.
And in Top Rod, most penalized guy ever.
Most penalized guy in my own
trifecta.
club tournament.
There's
Thank
the
you.
trifecta.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But I pay him. I pay the fine.
Read the rules, Matt.
Pay
Fine.
Take care of my kid.
I take care of my kid. I pay my fine. I paid my 10 grand for yelling at that dog, and I didn't care. Even though they made money off of my errand yelling at the dog.
I paid for my.
Fuck it.
10?
I got the $10,000 I had to pay for that.
No.
Yes, dude. And here's the thing that pisses
Stop
me
it.
off. No, I'm serious. Here's the thing that pisses me off about it. So that whole dog thing happened. It is what it is. I yelled at the dog. Whatever. Blah blah blah.
Dog had it coming.
I came back.
Dude,
and I
honestly, the
apologized.
dog was being an asshole.
That dog was a
being an asshole.
cunt.
So whenever.
No hard C's. bro.
Here's the thing. Dude,
That
they
dog deserved
aired that. They chose. This was
Mike,
pre-live.
Trust me, I get it.
They chose to air that over and over and over again, right? So they used that moment to their advantage to make money, right? Because airing that over and over and over again brings in viewers, brings in ad revenue,
Selling the
brings in
controversy.
dollars, right?
Selling the controversy.
Then, on top of that, making money on me from my action, they fined me
That's a
for
brilliant
my
game plan.
action.
Yes.
That's crap. That's crap.
I mean, yeah.
And shout out to Bass for doing a lot of right things, but, come on, man. Until that shit starts to change, until the anglers organize, that shit's never going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, we want live, you want real, then you have to accept the good with the bad. Not everybody's going to have, people are going to have moments.
Just
let the live
accept
moments
it.
happen.
Accept it,
Yeah.
Accept it. Anyway, we went off on tangent here. Matt, I got to thank you for coming on Ike Live tonight, dude.
Matt.
So happy for you.
Me.
Congratulations, man. What a great year. Can't wait to see you compete in the elites in 21.
Well done.
And it is Christmas, so happy Christmas and a happy New Year, too. Can't wait to hear about your project. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Matt Robertson,
Come hang
everybody.
out with us. Yeah.
Congratulations, Matt.
On him, everybody. On him.
On him.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
You
Good
too.
night, Matt.
See you, buddy.
See you, bud.
All
right. There you have it. I love it. The super long Christmas show. Super long.
Was it super long? I mean, what time is it?
Well, we started at 8:30. We started 30 minutes late.
And it's 11:49.
It's 11:30, give or take.
I
So
say 8:15. So we got the grand
11:30,
prize
3-hour show.
package
That's
of
about
stuff to give away here.
Wow, that's amazing.
All right, so we have a question now for
Yes.
this, right? Okay. And the question
should be pretty quick.
Okay.
Because this was a very, very.
All right.
Let's make sure Riz is ready.
All right. All
Ready.
right, so here it goes. If you're watching and listening right now, if you've hung on all night, which I hope you have, it's been a great show. We had future, Vegas the Hammer, past, Mr. Roland Martin, and present, Matt just joined us.
Matt Robertson.
Matt Robertson just joined us on him. Rye, give us the question.
Okay.
You called him Rye.
Rye?
Rye whiskey. Tin cup.
Riley Stockel.
Rye whiskey.
Riley Stockel.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on.
Riley Stokel.
Look at them idiots over there.
Ryan Stokel.
Ryan Stokel.
I get Rye.
Ryan Stokel.
Just concentrate on laughing and don't say anything
All right,
controversial
go ahead,
over there.
I'm
All right, so we had a suggestion by one of our guests tonight on how to cure COVID.
Yes, we did.
Oh, that was the greatest suggestion.
It was the best ever.
It was
That
the best.
was awesome.
Who
Yeah.
was that guest, and what was the suggestion?
There you go.
On how to cure COVID.
There you go.
We have a winner.
Oh, we have a winner. Dude,
That's because that was so key.
It was
what he
so
said.
key. Was that 5 seconds? That was 5 seconds. Was that less than 5?
Less than that. Less than that. It was like a second.
As soon as I put it across the board after Brian said it.
All right, what do we got?
Bingo was the winner. Congratulations, Bingo.
B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O. Bingo is the winner of the mega gift pack tonight.
I wish Bingo
Wow,
could
show that
see.
again.
Yeah, I wish Bingo could see what he's going to
Dude,
get.
Bingo, take a look at that. Look at
Dude.
that, Bingo. Dude, Bingo, congratulations. Thank you for watching all night. Really appreciate it.
Bingo,
what's
it's
the
like
answer?
a king's table full of shit, dude.
And there's going to be more added to it tonight. Rich, so what was the answer and the guest?
It was Mr. Young Vegas the Hammer, and it was go fishing.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously.
Oh,
Hell
so
yeah.
simplistic. So great. Wow.
Mike, that was the greatest comment to a question of all time.
Ever.
That was the
Instant.
best.
Truly.
It was so pure. It was like exactly.
It was
That's
exactly.
what we all should do.
Seriously.
Let me count my money. Let me just make sure everything's still here. Yeah, it's here.
Can any of our guests have any of their shillings?
No, this is mine.
Are you wearing a Miami Dolphins hat, Dave? What the hell are you wearing?
Miami
says,
Dolphins.
It says nice. What do you? Come on, Pete. Get your glasses.
I
It's
can't
green
see
and
it.
red.
Like,
It's Christmas.
It looks green and orange, though.
Does it?
it looks orange and green.
It does. It looks
exactly.
orangey.
It doesn't look Christmas.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, it says nice. I'm on the nice list.
Dude, what a good show. Great representation of present, future, and past. It was a great
I think so.
representation. It
I
was
think
great
so.
representation.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate the holidays, dude. It was a good show.
True.
I liked it.
True.
Very awesome. Dave, any last parting words for people for the holidays?
No, I'm never calling in again, and I'm never telling another story again with this queef over here criticizing my.
Oh my God!
Wait, me?
Queef, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Queef.
Ryan Queef. That's a new character. We just came up with a new Ike Live character, Ryan Queef.
You guys have no idea how hard I work to make a good show.
We shouldn't do
Watch
this, guys.
Dickhead just show up with no effort and just start telling these so sketchy stories.
Let's
and
not
I get
do
mad
this,
at me.
guys. Let's not
All
do
right,
this.
Get mad at me.
Pete, for our last couple of viewers that are hanging on right now, I didn't get to mention this earlier, but Bash University, holidays, I know it's only 5 days away, but still a great time to subscribe. What do we got going on, Pete?
It's a great gift. Go over to bassu.tv. It's all there. You know, if somebody wants to learn how to bass fish, you know, we're going to take care of you. Go over there.
Okay. I do want to call you to the plate on one thing, Pete, real quick.
That sweater makes him look so broad. Like he looks like Lex Luger.
All right,
wearing
Pete,
that thing.
I want to call you to the plate on this real
Yeah.
quick. All right, this is I was going to talk to you about this later, but I want to bring it up to you now. So I saw an ad on BU Live, BU, not BU Live, a couple days ago. I screenshotted it. Let me find it real quick.
Screenshot it.
Give me a second here.
How many damn pictures you save in 2 days?
Nah, dude, because I screenshot everything.
I know.
Hold on.
It's been great over
All right, here it goes.
Bashu.
Here it goes. So this was a Bash University ad. Last day. Today's the last chance. Hashtag last chance. Take your advantage of the 50-50 deal. Bash U TV. Join leading program in bass fishing today. Cyber Monday sale. And there's a picture of me right there. See that, Brian the Carpenter? I don't know if you can.
I can't see
All
it.
right. So it's a picture of me with two wake baits, but they almost look like.
It's like reading Kennedy's face on
Here.
a dime.
Can you see that? Not really. Oh, okay. I might give it to you. Here. Show that to Pete. Look at this picture.
What is this?
You see that?
No, can't see it.
Who
I'm
created
looking.
that
I'm
ad?
Trying. Wait. I'm clicking on it.
Who
No, I
created
got
that
the-
ad?
That was pretty clear.
Oh yeah.
Who
Yeah,
created
that's
that?
Brian was showing
that
it to the
is
front.
that is Jason. Jason Hargett. created
Jason?
that.
Jason created
did,
that ad?
based on Riz like concept. He thought like let's go with the Star Wars.
Let me see.
Yeah.
You know, concept and it was Rich's concept.
Cool.
Jason created it, and honestly, it was a huge hit.
Wow,
It
very
connected
cool.
with a ton of people.
Wow, I like it. That was very cool.
Good job, Riz.
Nice job.
Broken
Riz
clock.
and Jason
Yeah.
working together. Good
Riz,
job, guys.
broken clock.
Very good. Very good. Dude, what a good show. Honestly.
So great to have Dave back.
It was great to have Dave back.
I'm so glad he's back.
Bring the negativity back right before Christmas.
Negative.
Everybody wants to feel bad for themselves right before the holidays.
Being accurate.
No, I'm just.
He was right.
Twice a day. 2 seconds out of 120,000.
Good Lord.
Oh my God.
Roland was so awesome.
Roland was great. Roland was a highlight of the show.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I
said
can't
it-
wait.
he
Like
said it
I
out
don't want to
front.
seem like strange. That go back and listen to our own show.
The way he walked into the camera, though. You couldn't-
Oh,
Dude, I wrote that down as soon as it happened. I was writing down timestamps for the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
As soon as that happened, I'm like, all right, Roland's intro.
Well,
Wrote
dude,
down
the funny
time.
thing
into
is,
it,
so
dude.
it was a good. It wasn't a minute, but it was a good 40 seconds
Yeah.
that we had nobody and we were guessing.
I was just about to talk about. He had a white knick-knack
Yeah.
mid-screen. It was like a Bronco, like a cowboy getting bucked off a Bronco. I
Wow.
wanted to ask him about it, but I
Dude, can
forgot.
you imagine the memorabilia that he's got?
Oh my God.
Like, it's got to be epic.
He's
Like,
probably
the
got
stuff.
original like Chinese stars thrown at the samurai that someone gave him. Like, thank you. Like, the Senko guys or something. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
man.
don't know.
Dude.
Yeah, I got a comment from Kent Brown. We all know Kent Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He said Matt is a good dude, but I can't help but think Stella dressed him.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's genius.
That's
Wow.
it's pretty tight.
That was
pretty
right
tight.
there the entire time. Oh my
pretty
God.
tight.
What's his name? Matt?
No, Kent Brown.
Kent. That's
Kent.
genius.
Matt was
Oh,
the
Kent.
guest.
No, I ain't got you on that. That's a serious one, Kent. Damn.
That's a good one. Great
Oh,
Christmas.
So, before you do that,
Yeah.
Tuesday night we'll be back with Bass U Live.
Yes, very excited. We're doing a year in review.
Are you going to be in it?
Yes, I'll be here Tuesday night. BU Live at 7 o'clock.
Dave will not be here.
No,
Dave won't be here.
They don't let me within.
Round of applause, everybody.
Within 40 miles of Bass U. I don't know why, but shockingly.
that brand we take serious. No, Dave.
If you ever wonder why you don't even smile during Bass U, now you know. You want to keep talking about Bass U? Yeah. Next topic.
No laughter during BU. It's all too
right.
serious. You can't laugh when you're learning. You got to be serious, man. No.
Yeah. Nobody gets slandered either. But that's besides the point. Let's just make up random, really nasty shit and say it on the air. That's cool. Now I'm the asshole. But anyhow, yeah. So Tuesday night, Bass U Live.
Yes. 7 p.m.
Yes, year in review. Mike's going to be on.
Very excited.
Pete, Rich, myself, Justin, Greg DePalma. And we're just going to be answering people's questions all night long. And everybody's going to bring some show and tell.
Fan show. Very
it's
good
going to be
show.
a really good time.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Very excited.
And that's our opportunity to talk trash on Dave. And he can't say nothing.
That's right. He won't be there.
I don't
He'll be
watch.
driving. Want to remind everybody, go to the IkeLive.com homepage. Use the promo code IkeLive. You can get a discount off of every single sponsor on there, including our signature sponsor, Mystery Tackle Box. Still makes a great Christmas gift. Yeah, what's that? Let's open one. Dave, let's open one real quick. This will be our closing seminar. And we can open this. Yeah, this is a seminar.
This one's sealed.
At the end. We can open this because we're going to add stuff. This is for Jordan S. So you're lucky, Jordan, because we're going to open this and we'll add stuff. We're going to do a little unboxing. This is the great thing about MTB is that you can break the pen every time you try to open this seal, which is really cool. Okay, here it goes. You heard that noise. And you know the deal. We're going to go through. We're going to pick a bait that, we might not normally use. And let's see what just happens out of here. Let's see. I'm going to pick, let's see. I got a little. Okay.
We should each do like 2 because there's only 3 of us.
All right, let's do this. So, MTB, Mystery Tackle Box, Strike Pro, tournament grade. This is a little jerk bait. This is called the Breakster 90. In an IU color. I want to tell you something about that, though. Look at that lip on there. If I could show you that lip.
Oh, it's
that
flat.
is a scatter wrap lip that is on this Strike Pro jerkbait. That means you're going to get a very, what would you call that, Brian? A hunting action of the jerkbait?
Yeah.
Side to side, not running true, which sometimes you don't want a bait to run true. You want it to run off kilter. So that's a cool bait. I wouldn't normally buy that on my own. Great thing about MTB, it puts baits in your hands that you might not normally buy. Dave, what do you got right there? And then we're going to send it on to Brian.
What is completely current to what we're fishing today up here in the Northeast.
Yes.
Ice.
Sneak Attack soft swim jig.
Ooh, look at that.
It's on about
little.
Yeah, Mike.
Small. Finesse. Cold water. Dude, ultimate swim bait. Finesse.
Perch looking
Yep.
perch
Smirch.
imitation.
Yep. Watermelon.
Not bad.
Red flake.
It's already set up with 2 heads in there.
All right, Brian the Carpenter, I want to throw you. I'll throw you on right here. There you go. I wanted to give you that because I know you like that bait.
Hold on. If you give him the whole thing, this is his way of making sure that friggin' Jordan S. gets 1 less bait.
Jordan S. is going to get a hot dog in there.
Yeah. Jordan S. -1. Go ahead.
Jordan-esque.
Yeah. Jordan
S.
Jordan -S.
Where do we find Jordan? Where did Jordan-esque come from?
I don't know.
All right, so to fill it out, yeah, dude. So I just want to double back on that little swim baity thing, dude, because I was just up on the St. Lawrence with Travis, fishing from the smallmouth.
Smaller the better.
You wouldn't believe it.
Really?
Oh my God. Yeah, we went from 4-inch down to 2-inch.
Big difference.
Unbelievable.
How cold was it up there?
Cold
39
water.
degrees. 39 degrees.
Yeah.
Dragging through the same area with a little 4-inch soft plastic. Step down to 2-inch soft plastic.
Wow.
Dragging on the bottom.
That's crazy. Big deal.
Shrinkage.
It's a big deal.
Huge difference, dude. Like, dude, that's a really sharp hook too. Good Lord. But yeah, man.
It's a big hook.
And oh, by the way, dude, when I fished with you and Ben on the Delaware, Dave, I jumped in with Mike and Ben on the Delaware River on Friday.
Malt Lecky.
Yeah, a week ago. And
Malt Licky was the deal.
I was third man in the back of the boat. They're throwing a jig in front of me. I went old school with the Molicky, little 3-inch crawl.
Malt Licky killed him, bro.
Smoked him.
I get no props for the like.
No, you do, dude. That was you.
For gluing that on the back of flick shake heads because there was no med rig at the time.
I mentioned your name.
Yeah. But you gotta also go even further back than that. The original 3-inch Guido bug back in the day was the deal. And remember, we used to put that on a ball head, dude. We get a rattle. We used to put a glass rattle in that deal. Dude, that old Guido bug had no action. It was just flat bottom, just blah, blah, blah.
It wasn't as small and as dead as that thing.
No, that thing's even deader.
And I think, honestly, Dave's correct. Like, the key with that was, like, not just Texas rigging it, that little bait, but going to that flick shake head.
Yeah.
That really lightweight flick shake head and just the way exposed hook, little wire guard.
Yeah.
It's really Ned rig.
Yeah.
But there's a little lunker hunt swim.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Swim jammy.
That was a good box right there,
That's
actually.
a nice box.
That was a solid box.
Yep.
That was one of the better boxes we ever cracked.
It's a good box.
Spinner bait.
It's a good box.
Good color on a spinner bait. That little finesse soft. Oh my God, you're so
The best box
Dude, I got Uncle Don MTB this year for Christmas.
Did you?
Yeah. He loves it. He's a tackle junkie, and it's a perfect gift for if you know a guy that's tackle junkie. It's a perfect gift,
He lived on the tidal Delaware before it was cool.
Dude, so listen to this. Pete Glusick, you're going to want to hear this.
That might be the first thing you ever laughed at that I said.
Listen to this shit. No, seriously, listen to this. You ready for this? Rizzo and Pete, you're going to want to hear this. Uncle Don fishes every other day. Every day it's decent. He goes out back and casts.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah. So he'll catch bass from like late July, early August to like mid-September. He'll catch bass occasionally. Then he doesn't catch bass anymore. He still goes out there and he'll catch fucking channel catfish. They'll hit spinner baits. They'll hit whatever. So about 2-3 weeks ago, he's out there. He's like, I'm just going to go out fishing. He hooks this big fish. Thinks it's a catfish. On low tide, he brings it all the way up. He's fighting it, gets it to the mud, drags it up. Muskie. Muskie in Big Timber Creek on a spinnerbait, dude.
Only you and your bloodline catch muskies
in
that river.
November.
I know no one
dude,
that ever caught
late
one there.
November.
I caught 2, Dave.
Did you, Riz?
In the Delaware.
Get out of here! I've never gotten one, dude.
One of them was so big. The first one I caught, it was huge. It was like as long as my arms. And before we could get it, like I lifted it up to have my buddy take a picture, and the fucking thing did one of these maneuvers, and it bounced off the side of the boat right back into the river before I even had a chance to get a picture.
Do they ever not bounce off the boat? Like, they never fall straight into the water. They always got to ricochet off
bounce.
Yeah, for me it's the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fish lands in the boat, the phone goes.
Wow, Resin, you caught 2, huh? What was the other one?
2 weeks later, I caught one. I caught another one, not as big as that one, but just like 40 yards from where.
Wow.
Only one I ever saw come out of there was Iaconelli in Timber Creek.
Iaconelli.
Yeah, Iaconelli caught
Timber
one.
Creek puts them out.
Iaconelli caught one in Timber Creek like 30 years ago.
Yeah, before COVID. Pre-COVID.
It was definitely before COVID. Nobody had the COVID mask on.
Yeah.
They've stocked muskies, tiger muskies. They continue to stock them in Delaware.
Who's stocking them? The government?
I don't know. But this bait looks like a muskie bait.
Wait, what?
This is a Weston. I pulled this out of my mystery tackle box, and it is a glide of some sort. It's I don't know.
It's like
really.
an apricot collar.
A what?
Apricot collar. Apricot?
It's bone,
Oh,
dude.
is that what it is? It looks like apricot from my side.
Pete, what was that in an MTV box?
It's an MTV box. It's a Weston.
Whose bait's that?
It's a Weston.
Oh,
Here it
okay.
is. I took it out of the pack because it looked awesome.
Yeah.
It's heavy. It's very dense.
How the hooks on that? Are they sharp?
It's made out of bone?
It's colored bone.
Whale bone.
It's like George Washington's bones.
Yeah, baleen. Remember baleen?
Who's that?
That's the shit that the whale's jaw's made out of that they filter krill through.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
That's what the screen is in her mouth?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Damn. That's a good call, BTC.
That's deep knowledge. I didn't know that.
I got the Z-Man has a new crossfire cross-eyed jig.
Can you zoom up on Pete? I'm going to see what he's saying.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that dude. Z-Man is crushing it.
It's so cool because the boxes are completely different. Like, we got a box, you didn't have that jig in there or that bone-colored one.
Well, Mike, who do you think has the best-selling vibrating jig in Tackle Warehouse? What jig?
Oh, hold on, Mike. Go
ahead. Jackhammer Chatterbait.
That's correct.
Yes.
I thought it
You
would
are
be a G-Man.
Number two, Tackle Warehouse Chatterbait. Number 3,
You were
original
watching our show. That's bullshit.
Chatterbait.
Oh, G-Man's number 3?
Z-Man's 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, they own all the companies?
They
You just
own
mentioned?
the dude. Shout out to Z-Man though. Let's talk about this.
Let's go ahead.
Let's talk about this, dude. In the fishing industry, here's the thing about the fishing industry. Fishing industry is so fucking backwards. I'm just gonna say it, dude. Everything's back. Everything's 5-10 years back from mainstream America.
Right, because we started the podcast 6 years ago.
Right.
And today,
everybody has
every
a podcast.
dickhead has a
Everybody's
podcast.
got one.
Okay, so
And they're terrible.
But here's the point: no one in fishing has ever enforced a patent, a trademark or a
Trademarks.
patent.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody shits on everybody.
Right.
Gary Yamamoto comes out with Senko. Everybody else comes out with Senko. Alabama.
Everyone's stealing.
Dude, shout out to Z-Man Chatterbait for enforcing their patent, for having the balls and the money or both to enforce that patent,
Laying
and it's
down-
paid off.
Yeah,
It's
laying down
paid
the
off.
law.
Yeah, and it's the way it should be.
Did you say Lundy Law?
Dude, it's the way it should be. Dude, intellectual property is property, just like everything else. So shout out to Z-Man for doing that.
Damn right.
They did well.
Yeah,
Well,
they did well.
They
Shout out
had
to
something
Z-Man.
very special.
Yes.
Very special that
Yes.
was enforceable.
Yeah.
First time I threw a buzzing frog, I tried to call the law offices of,
Yeah.
Barry Schwartz, and he said I got no case.
Jacoby and Meyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Whopper
Alan
Plopper.
Rothenberg, the injured lawyer, kicked me to the curb.
Whopper Plopper stole that shit from me.
For you. I'm sorry. Whatever.
Rich, we got any questions?
Yeah, Chuckfish wants to know if we use the chatter frog.
Chatter frog.
Yeah, Mike, you have one of those. You had one of those floating around the office.
I did?
Mike, that's what I was talking to you about. And you said
Remember
it was
the
finesse
chatterbait? It's
version?
colored like a frog, though.
Yeah, it's like a -1 with the -1
Really?
frog. Dude, we were looking at it downstairs. I said, "What's this?" You're like, "Dude, it's like a -1, but for grass."
Oh no,
mullet.
no. You're talking about the mullocks.
That's what he's talking about.
Nah. What are you talking about, Riz? You're not
We're
talking about that mullocks, John.
He's asking about the Z-Man chatterbait that has the frog paint job on it.
Yeah, all basically
that's
is it-
different. That's
yeah,
different.
it's just a chatterbait with a frog paint job.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
No.
Nobody bought it. Nobody bought
I don't know
bought it,
about that, but I can tell you Pete Glusick used to use a frog, a horny toad frog, as a trailer on
I
Chatterbait.
know.
And he tried keeping that under wraps for years, but I just let it out of the
You take the
bag.
skirt off and throw the
Yeah.
horny toad on the
Is that the same Pete Wuzik that used to work the door at Billy's in Gloucester?
Yep.
Wait, was Billy's a strip club?
Yeah, Billy's was that real
Billy's.
low rent place in right off of Kings.
Yeah.
Pete, is it true you paid for a blowjob for somebody you know?
Come on, Michael. Stop it off.
Okay.
Knock it off. Yeah, but Jeremiah
it's not true.
Eods says Pete wearing that shirt looks like the creepy guy passing out candy canes at the mall.
No, I disagree. Pete, that shirt's very complimentary. It makes you look very broad. You look like Ron Gronkowski.
Actually,
in that
the
shirt.
thing about that, I thought it was a sweater.
No, he
It's
looks good
actually
in
a
that.
good faux fake sweater.
No, it looks
because I
great.
thought it was a sweater. It looks good. All right, let's
Merry
end.
Christmas,
Yes,
everybody.
you want to end the show before we get in trouble?
We're 4 hours in.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It's been a great show, like live holiday special. Of course, we had the future, Vegas the Hammer, joining us. We had the past, Mr. Roland Martin, unbelievable, and the present, Matt Robertson, joining us on them. Great show, Bri. Congratulations. That was a nice production tonight, Brian.
Hey,
very good, dude. Good show, dude.
Shout out
was
to Kenny
Yes.
Duke. Shout out to Kenny Duke.
Ken Duke with great info as always. Want to thank Pete Glusick for great insight. Rizzo, thank you for passing IMs on tonight. Dave, thank you for bringing us down tonight. And Brian, I'm just messing with you. No, dude, it was a good show. This is fun. This is a fun show, man.
It was fun.
It was fun. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. What else you got? Anything else? Once again,
Merry Christmas.
Hopefully there's another Ike Live. We'll never know. Until we review the tape. Have a good night, everybody. Happy holidays. Bah,
Good night, everybody.
Let me count my money.
Merry Christmas.
Bitches.
Can you give
No,
Pete
it's
one?
mine.
Oh, we should have had a freaking clip to roll out to. We ain't got
mine.
nothing. Pete, sing something.
Oh, dude, go out to pull up the. Can we use copyrighted stuff to go out? Pull up the fucking Run DMC.
Oh,
Christmas in Hollis, Queens.
Christmas in Hollister.
Yeah, Christmas in Hollis, Queens.
Christmas at Hollister.
Dun, 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 dun.
I just want to roll out to the Seth Fighter picture one more time.
His legs?
With his broken legs.
Yeah.
Lieutenant
Scarecrow.
Dan, why your legs broke?
Seth is a scarecrow.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Do Seth with Run DMC.
Got Riz over there with the immune system of a great white shark. smashed it down, dude. I don't know if he wants to put it out there, but he smashed it down. Man.
Smashing it.
I just need to take Hall's cough drops. I'm good.
Pete,
I didn't take anything. I ate cloves of garlic.
Pete's
That's all I
mask
did.
hit me up on Twitter. He just said Tic Tac preach.
Pete's mask on Twitter.
That's a wrap, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas. Good night.
We'll see you soon. Yo, Mike.
Good night, everybody.
Did you get my messages about the guests that we got coming up?
No.
We got some big
We
ones.
still live?
We do.
We do. All right. Good night.